Right, so how are we all doing? We've had a week in between a pretty big moment, and tonight. I just want to let everyone know that I am really tired. I'm really tired. So if I lose focus at any point, just try and snap me out of it.
Never tell people.
No, it's okay. It's all right. But I might go, huh? What
Huh?
was? Could you repeat that? If I do that, it's just because, yeah, very, very tired.
Start snoring.
I'll try not to do that. If I like sleep, just rest onto the microphone or something.
Yeah, you wouldn't be the first character to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had one.
We'll just see. We'll see if Bill casts sleep again and if I get personally affected by it this time. All right, so what we'll do is we'll throw up. So I did a little bit of extra work with the recap this week because I feel I feel that it was quite a big moment, quite in regards to story. So let's take a look at what happened in the lead up to what happened at the end of last session.
Previously on Getting Dicey.
You saved me. Thank you. Clark, he had orders to take Gundren. Gundren and his brothers, they found certain plans. The map that they needed was the location of the Wave Echo Caves. I think I've got maybe a clue on how we can find Gundren.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I'm going to light a cigarette and then sit down next to him.
I was talking to Kellen, and she mentioned knowing a druid holed up in Thundertree, maybe someone who can help us find Cragmore Castle. So, how can I help?
We're looking for Cragmore Castle?
He puts out his hand. He's like, give it to me.
Give what?
Your
to you?
map. Give me your map. What stands in front of you is just an enormous, or maybe what used to be an enormous castle.
We're here for one thing, and that is to save Gundren.
So Loris is just going to charge straight at the door, and I'm going to smash it in.
Slams open with a bang,
Oh.
and you stumble maybe 5 foot into the room. A bugbear, much older, but he still looks incredibly strong. And being held by this bugbear is an unconscious Gundren. Okay, King Grol, he's got the upper hand here.
If ever there was a time to unleash Loris, this is it.
No questions asked. I'm going to charge in and just slam across the bugbear's head tonight.
I f***ing warned you. And he just grabs Gundren around the head and just snaps his neck. Yeah, so that was a pretty big moment, I think. But before we get going in with the game itself, we'll just say hello to everybody that is currently here watching and seeing, I guess, what the repercussions to last week was. We've got all the usuals. We've got Furry Blue Elf. We've got Jackalope, Sharpie Edges, Hunster, Random Origins. Who else have we got in there? That's all the usuals. Anyone else? I don't think anyone else. Not that's being vocal anyway. So thank you all for coming and supporting. The other thing is obviously we've got our giveaway that we're going to announce later, probably during our break, I reckon. In the break, get it? Like the...
Oh, stop it.
Sorry. So we've got the sub-only giveaway of... Thanks to our friends at Cerberus Games. It's got it's got 2d20s, 1d12, 2d10s, 1d8, 4d6s, 1d4, and a hit point tracker as well, which is really cool. So that's going to be going to someone who is subscribed. So as well as your choice of one of our shirts. If you're not a subscribed and you want a chance, just do that. Absolutely do that. Do what Sharpie Edges just did by subscribing for another month. So thank you, Sharpie Edges. We'll also do just a sub and follow giveaway as well. So anybody who is following will go in the draw to win a shirt of your choice. So we've got the cool new Billy Goblin shirt below, which is awesome. So we'll have a look and see how that all goes. Anyway, anything else? Is there anything else? I think we're good, right? You guys ready?
No.
No, clearly not. I feel like there's still some tension. I feel like there's still some tension here. Let's get back to Cragmore Castle.
So much tension.
Let's have a look. Let's zoom in. Sorry. Okay. You guys, I'm not going to go back into what last happened. You guys are back in Cragmore Castle with King Grol in front of you. The top of the order it is the Baron. And you're on mute.
Maybe I'll stay on mute. Something like that. Okay.
Did you want me to set any kind of scene for you? It's been a week.
Yes, please.
There's been no getting dicey. We need that.
Oh, right. Actually, that's a very good point. Yada yada yada. It's definitely.
Getting dicey.
Oh, sorry, there we go. Audio back on. So this room that you're in has been set up as a bit of a crude living space. There's a bunch of thick furs that have been thrown onto the floor to serve as some sort of carpet, some really makeshift carpet. There are trophies hanging on the walls, and there's a large bed up against the north side of this room. And King Grol, he's much older, but he looks tough. He looks tougher than and musclier than probably any of the bugbears you've come across before. At his feet now is a dead Gundren.
Okay, and I would have heard quite a bit of yelling, screaming, like threats coming. I'm just outside the door.
Right. So what the Baron saw or heard was Loris. He saw Loris charging off towards something, and the clang of the sword into the ground, the axe into the ground. Then you heard King Grol exclaim that, I told you, and then just a bit of a crack sound. So you might not know what's happened in the room.
Right, like the world's best chiropractor.
Yeah.
I heard like a big crunch.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take a step forward and tentatively look into the room. And I guess I see what you've just described.
Yeah.
Is that his bed?
It's a bed. It's a rather large bed.
His love nest?
It's a good thing to be focusing on. I like that.
I'm just trying to get a sense of this thing. And it's nighttime.
Yes,
some moonlight coming through the. Okay, I am going to.
There's a brazier of coals burning brightly up against the eastern wall as well. So that's giving this room quite a bit of light.
Okay, I see what I assume is Gundren. He's just been dropped to the floor, or is he still holding him?
He's been dropped to the floor.
Oh, his lifeless body dropped to the floor, and oh my god. Okay, I'm going to try and stop this crazy guy, King Grol.
Mm-hmm. Dave Grol.
Yeah, and I'm going to cast blindness / deafness. But I'm going to do.
Have we seen this one before?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Does it show up? You have to do a. I think it's a 14 con save.
Okay.
Shit. Is it con? Sorry.
Yeah,
it's
Constitution saving throw. He's failed.
Oh, okay. That's good. He's blinded.
So
he's in a blind state. And I was just reading up on the condition of being blinded.
Okay.
It will last for a minute, but at the end of his next turn, he can try again.
Yeah, like he can kind of rub his eyes.
Yeah. Well, a blinded creature can't see and automatically fails any ability checks that require sight.
Oh, wow.
And attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a pretty strong status to check on old King Grol.
But other than that, I'm just going to try and get a clear view. I might come now that he's blind, I can see he's blind. I might sneak in and like hide behind this table.
Yeah, King Grol, does it like a flash of light? What happens?
I think it's darkness.
Darkness.
I think it's a necrotic spell,
Yeah, right.
and I think it's taking away energy from his eyes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So there's almost all color has disappeared from King Grol's eyes, and he's just screaming now, ah! Ah! As he's sort of rubbing at his eyes with one of his hands. Oh, by the way, there's also a sleeping wolf next to King Grol at the moment, who was put to sleep by Bill's song last week. Anything else then, Shannon?
No.
Okay, we're over to American.
She just sees poor Gundren's neck being snapped, and loses her wild shape, turning back into her elven form, and just slumps to the ground in shock.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. It is it is the wolf's turn, who is just sound asleep. So we'll move past that and over to Sig.
Sig sees what he assumes to be Gundren fall to the floor, and he recalls Sildar's description of him, and he yells out, "No!" and dashes across the room. And in the process of dashing, he whips out his last health potion, which he received from Billy Goblin during the forest, and he pours that potion of Primo Tip Top into Gundren's mouth, holding his neck.
Yeah, so the potion pours into Gundren's mouth, fills up his mouth, and overflows down the side. And nothing seems to be happening.
During that 6 seconds, as a bonus action, Sig would like to rub the bit that spilled over around his broken neck.
Okay, you do that. I did miss Duran's turn, so I'm just gonna. Duran has seen all of you guys run into that room, seen Loris kick the door and burst through. He's heard a lot of commotion coming in, and he sort of enters the room and sees everything in front of him. He sees Sig trying to pour this health potion into Gundren's mouth. He sees Murican up against the wall, clearly in shock, and he sees this bugbear grabbing at his eyes with Loris' axe down next to him, and he too is kind of in shock from this. He sort of spends his time crouched down next to Murican, and just trying to placate her. If ever there was time for your strength, Murican, it must be now. And I'll let Murican decide how that affects her, if at all. So Sig, was there anything else? So you did your bonus action to just spread that on the broken neck. That's great. Nothing seems to be happening with Gundren. We're over with Bill.
Seeing Sig run over and pour the potion in, and seeing it kind of well up out of the dwarf's mouth, I'm just going to run around this side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to lay my hands kind of carefully on the dwarf, and I'm going to attempt to cast Healing Word. Cure Wounds. Like, just running over in desperation, like thinking, I've got to try.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not the right roll. And it's a 4.
So what happens when Bill does cure wounds? Is it a song? Is it a vocal thing? Is it a hands-on thing? Like, what does that look like?
It's normally a vocal thing, but this is, I guess, a bit more somber and a bit more hands-on. Just trying to like pour warmth and life energy back into this dead or dying dwarf.
Okay, cool. So as you do this, you notice also nothing really changing within Gundren's state. Is there anything you wanted to do? Any bonus action or anything else you'd like to do?
That's it for now.
Okay, Loris. You've got, despite standing next to King Grol, his attention is focused on his face right now.
So I think I would have. Oh no. Okay, so I think I'm still kind of in this like shock that I've missed, shock that he's not been intimidated. He hasn't been hit yet, has he? Like he's still looking fairly healthy, yeah.
He's looking very healthy for an old bugbear.
And everyone beside me is like trying their best to save Gundren.
Yeah, you look. You've got the axe down into the ground, and you look underneath your arm and see Gundren dead on the ground with Sig and Bill both trying to tend to him.
So I have no medical knowledge, no healing, even idea.
You tell me.
Yeah, I know this. I know I have no background. I think seeing the person that we're trying to save and seeing my friends' attempts being quite futile, that's just going to make me really, really upset and really quite angry. And knowing that it's this bugbear that's kind of done it and he's blind, I'm just going to kind of I just want to grab him and push him up against the wall and literally just pin him there.
Okay. We'll need a strength check on that one.
Mm-hmm. I will roll strength.
Thankfully, because he's blinded, it will be with disadvantage for King Grol.
Do you want me to roll with advantage or just roll normally?
You roll because it's a contest, right? So you roll normally. Yeah. I'll roll with disadvantage.
All right, cool. I rolled a 20.
All right, he's rolled a total of a 9, so that's fine. So you grab King Grol successfully, cool. And so are you now going to move him up against the wall?
Yeah, I want to push him to see where that window is.
Yeah.
I just want to push him, not so it's kind of just in the frame, if you know what I mean. So like, yeah, sort of like he's
partly being pushed into the window area.
Yeah,
it's like an arrow slit. That's kind of where an archer might be able to get most of his movement to let his arrow fly.
I kind of just want to push him in there, jam him in there, and just hold him there.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to hold him there because I have no idea what I need to do or no idea what I want to say. I'm just absolutely furious, and this is kind of the only thing I can think to do at the moment.
Okay, cool. All right. It is King Grol's turn. Now, sorry, at the end of each of its turns, it can... so it's not an action to try and get rid of this this blindness. He can just do it at the end of each turn. So King Grol feels you grabbing onto him and yells out and just brings, because he's still got his Morning Star in one hand, and he's swiping blindly out in front of him to try and hit whatever's in front of him. Now, it is with disadvantage, so thanks to him being blind, he rolled both a crit success and a crit fail, which is great. So he fails. Let's see how badly he fails. I'm going to roll a D100 as is customary. It's not terrible, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll a D8 and just see what sort of damage he takes from this. Okay, cool. So he swings that, and it misses. His arm gets blocked by your arm, and it just crashes down on one of his feet, doing some serious damage to his foot. And he just screams out in agony as he realizes what's happened. He's just going to try and roll to see if he can get out of this blindness, and he rolled a crit success. Maybe it was the pain. Maybe it was the pain of this absolutely shattered foot that he's just given himself. But he screams and the vision comes back to him and he sees the Goliath standing in front of him, kind of even over him. One wasn't enough, eh? He says menacingly to you as his vision comes back. Baron, we're back to you.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. He's taken damage. I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on him.
Let's
Toll
the dead.
Well, he has to do a wisdom saving throw of 14.
Okay.
And
wisdom. All right, he has rolled a 19.
Oh, okay. Well, he has a good time of it. He's not too worried about his impending doom.
Yeah, I guess it's the fact that he's got this Goliath in front of him. He's ignoring everything else. He's just got pure unbridled rage in his eyes.
He's going nuts. So he rolled a crit success, a crit fail, and then a crit success.
No, a 19. So not a
no, it was a previous roll with his blindness.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So he's really going nuts. I'm just going to continue hiding under this table.
Okay.
Hopefully I haven't been spotted.
All right, American, over to you.
Yes. Hearing the bugbear scream sort of snaps her out of her state of shock. And she is trying to take in the situation. She's just hearing a humming in her ears. She sees Sig and Bill trying to revive him and can see it's not doing anything. But she crawls forward and joins them and tries to take in what she's seeing in front of her. And she sees his neck and she starts sobbing. He's dead. Look at his neck. I heard it snap. We all heard it snap. He's dead. And she just lays her hands on his body and she's just silent.
Okay. Wolf's turn again, and he's still fast asleep. That makes 2 rounds of the wolf being asleep. He's going to be asleep for another 8 rounds. It is Duran's turn, and Duran is again just taking all of this in, and he looks over to where King Grol is and moves, sort of eyeing up the whole thing. He's eyeing up the wolf. He's taking the whole scene in, and he makes his way near this door, and peeks into the door, and can I get what's everyone's? I think everyone's focused on stuff that's happening around them. He disappears into this room, and that's his. Oh, yeah, Sig.
Sig did roll well for the perception check as he entered this room last week in relation to what was near the door.
Yeah, I mean, you're over Gundren at the moment. You've you noticed that the door was a crack or a jar at one point, but you've been very focused. All you noticed was Duran into that room. Sig, it is now your turn.
All right, Sig has seen Mirakin and Bill approach Gundren, or who he assumes to be Gundren, and he knows that his medical knowledge is far surpassed by these two. So he stands up and makes his way over to Loris and the bugbear. And as he does so, he signals back to his comrades, "Move him away from this battle," and readies his hammer and assesses if he can get a shot in on the King Grol with Loris next to him.
Yeah. You'll be able to get a shot on for sure.
So Sig raises his hammer and brings it down into the side of King Grol's knee.
Cool. Roll to hit.
Sig rolls a paltry 12.
Yeah, let's have a look. So that's a miss, unfortunately. So that I guess it's just the tight space that you're in. You go for the knee and catch it on the wall, and it doesn't really meet King Grol at all, unfortunately. Anything
As a
else?
bonus action, Sig would like to call to Mr. Loris. Hold him still, man. Hold him still.
All right, Bill, back to you.
Question for the DM: Is it kind of obvious what's happened to what's his face? Like, I'm just trying to work out if a medicine check would reveal anything.
Oh, what's his face? No, no. It's from everything. I mean, you've seen a health potion not work. Your cure wounds hasn't worked. There's really only one obvious thing that Bill can think of right now, and that Gundren is dead.
What's his face?
What is Gundren? Okay. As far as it can, range area. Okay, from where I am, I'm just going to attempt to reach inside the mind of the bugbear. This one here, and it just starts to hear like this voice kind of crawling up the back of its spinal cord, and it's just hearing these kind of dark whispers of, "You did this. You killed him. You shall be responsible."
Damn.
And I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers. So he needs to save.
Wisdom saving throw.
Correct.
Okay. Wisdom. You're probably gonna want me to have rolled this in front of everybody.
I'll trust that you're.
It was a 16.
Oh, you fucking kidding me?
Holding it up is not
I know.
convincing, by the way, but I like that you do it.
I'd be like, oh no, he rolled a 50.
So he's like,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, hold on.
On a failed,
Takes half as much. Okay, he takes half as much damage.
yeah, and on a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage, and if it does, it takes half as much.
No, it takes half of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was
It
good.
doesn't give it away.
I noticed that a deafened creature automatically succeeds, so the Baron definitely chose the right one.
So he takes half of 17.
So
I roll pretty well.
yeah,
665.
that's really good. So 8 damage. And what's that psychic damage? I don't even know what that looks like, but King Grol hears this voice in the back of his mind, and again, despite all the snarling, he stops, and there's just a pained. The snarl turns into a pained expression. Anything else, Bill?
That's it for me.
Loris, what's up? You're on mute.
Sorry, realised that. So I'm kind of holding him like two hands basically on his chest, across his shoulders, so he literally he can't really swing his arms. He can probably kick out at me. Seeing his expression change and obviously him whack himself in the foot, it's kind of funny. But I'm just wondering, which hands he got his Morning Star in? But he's still got it in one of his hands, eh?
Yeah, it's in his left hand.
Okay. Right, I'm just trying to work out which hand it's in. So it's in my right hand, eventually.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, right. That's cool. So I just want to look at Sig and like, Sig, grab his weapon, and then I'm going to land a headbutt on the big bugbear. I'm just going to like grab his weapon. Bang!
Cool. Okay, give us a roll to hit.
Yeah. Unarmed attack. Here we go. I roll a 19.
Cool. A 19 is definitely a hit.
Doing 5 damage.
Yeah, that just crashes down into his head, and that pained expression on his face turns back to a snarl almost instantly as he tries to bite into your face as you pull back your head. He's bleeding from an open cut on his forehead now, and the blood is slowly starting to run down his face. And with that, it is King Grol's turn once again, and he's going to try and break free of your hold. So I'm going to get a strength saving throw from you, please.
Strength saving?
Yeah.
Sure. There. I rolled a 20.
Yeah, that's great. So he starts pulling away from your grasp, but he just you managed to be holding on really well, and he's snarling and blood is pouring down his face, and he ends up just spitting blood out of his mouth. And you're gonna regret this if you don't let go. Pretty empty words, I think, coming from the bugbear, despite everything that's going on. Baron, back to you.
He's still being held, so I'm going to do Toll the Dead again, and we'll see. Oh,
man.
so a 14 save he has to do.
I feel like I should probably roll this one in person, just because I feel really bad that I keep rolling better.
14 wisdom save.
Wisdom. I'll just do a d20 on the screen because I'm feeling.
I don't mind. I believe you.
Whey!
It's a 4.
Okay. So.
But he's got a 12 modifier. No, he doesn't.
Okay, so he will take 7 necrotic damage, I think.
Yeah, he's starting to freak out that you guys are really getting in his head at the moment. He's had almost 0 physical damage done to him. Almost physical, almost 0. It's all been just like voices in his head and the ringing of bells. Now, is there any extra damage? Isn't there some sort of thing that you've got that if there's already been damaged, you get extra?
Oh, yeah. It's just changed the dice to a d12.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. So, yeah, so he's taken more damage. And again, that snarl, that snapping out, it just softens his face one more time. And he rolls his eyes back up into his head for a moment. Mirakin.
And looking around, she spots this sleeping wolf. It's a wolf, yes?
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Lying on the ground, and she's dropped to the ground, so she crawls over to the wolf, and she grabs some cheese out of her pocket, and she starts waving it under its nose while casting animal friendship, whispering in Elven, "Listen to me, O beast of the forest. Your cruel master will be no more. We are your new pack. You are safe with us. Trust in us."
All right. Okay.
It must, as long as its intelligence is no higher than 4,
I don't believe
it
that'll
must
be the
make a
case.
wisdom saving throw.
Everyone needs a wolf friend.
What I reckon, the cheese rouses him enough, the smell of that cheese and the smell of Mirakin, who still smells like cheese, rouse him. He's going to roll with, so he's got a...
Now he is stupefied by the sleep spell. Does that give me any advantages?
Yeah, he's gonna be rolling with disadvantage.
Please.
And that's a wisdom saving throw. So he's rolled an 8, which is definitely not enough to save.
Friend wolf, yay!
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
How close are you to this wolf? Are you right up?
She's right up next to it.
Yeah.
She's now attempting to pat its head.
Yeah, this thing is kind of letting you pat it, but there's a little snarl to its mouth. And it's looking sleepily around at what's going on and is hearing your words. But we might need to wait for its turn to see what it does. Is there anything else you'd like? I suppose that would probably be with the cheese
That
and
would
the
be
spell.
my action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get just a perception roll from everyone?
4.
These are all low, but it's all indicative of the fact that you guys are very focused on what's happening in front of you.
Got a 12.
So I'm gonna.
I'm-
Rolled a 10.
I'm really worried about what Darren's gonna done.
The only both American and the Baron just hear like some sort of kerfuffle happening.
Waffle.
Yeah, there's a kerfuffle happening in the room that Duran disappeared into. The Baron thinks that maybe like it didn't. Now that he's thinking about it, it didn't look like Duran stepped into the room. It almost looked like he was pulled into the room.
Oh no.
Pulled into the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like his feet went yoink.
he went in faster than anyone should go into a room.
Maybe he really needed to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
Okay, it's the wolf's turn, and it spends its turn just sniffing at Mirakin, and if Mirakin is giving it the cheese, eating some of the cheese.
Yes.
Okay, cool. It's still pretty apprehensive. It's Duran's turn.
Kerfuffling intensifies.
Maybe.
What does a kerfuffle sound like? What do you mean, a kerfuffle?
Almost like there's some sort of fight going on from that room. Like
Would be like a dust cloud with arms and
legs and like breaking, like tables are being broken and stuff
Okay.
like
And
that.
it's
Yeah.
like a chicken flying around in it for some
So the door swings open, and this being gets thrown out of the room, and with Duran storming out after it.
What?
So
What does this being look like? Its icon looks
don't go completely by that icon. It is a female dark elf from what you can see, and it looks to have sustained maybe a little bit of damage from a rather proud looking Duran standing in the doorway. So it looks like the doors opened up, and it looks like this elven this drow, I guess, this dark elf has just been thrown down into the room. She lands sort of on her hands and knees next to this bed, and sturdies herself on the bed and stands up. And Duran just says, "We are not alone. Any of you helping out over there with Gundren, you may need to step up over here." And that's how Duran has spent his turn. Sig, it is your turn.
So Sig has heard Duran's cries.
Cool. Yes.
As a question?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody has heard Duran's
Great,
cries.
great.
Yeah.
So Sig has just heard Loris's request to take King Grol's weapon from him, and Sig has grabbed the fingers on the hand of the bugbear and is just about to pop them back when he
All right,
Duran call.
Okay.
But it's too late, so he just pops one of those.
Right. Give me a strength check.
Strength check with.
It's just a strength roll. Either one.
Cool. Sig rolls 6.
Oh man. King Grol rolled an 8, so I was 100% sure that King Grol was going to get a broken finger here, but he has rolled slightly better than Sig, and he feels again, he was in his mind as the bell was ringing in his head, and he feels someone grabbing onto his the hand that holds his weapon, and he just regains his composure. You've snapped him out of that fog that he was in, and he brushes your hand aside. Any bonus action or anything, Sig?
Sig is going to pretend like he has already decided he wasn't going to do that. So he's going to move over towards Duran and blame that that's why he didn't snap his finger in time.
As you move away, King Grol swipes out with his Morning Star. Rolls a 10, so misses. He misses. It just bounces off your shield as you move away. Okay. Bill, we're back with you.
So this dark elf has kind of entered the room. Is she still? She's standing?
Yeah, she's standing. She supported herself on the bed as she was thrown into the room by Duran.
I'm just gonna call out, hopefully as a bonus action, but happy if it's not, call out to the Baron.
Mm-hmm.
And just say, anything you can do to help Gundren, now would be the time.
Where have I heard that before?
It was very similar to last episode.
Yeah.
I can.
If ever there was a time.
Yeah.
Now is the time to kill Gundren.
Put him out of his misery. Yeah, that can be a bonus action.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move up here to old mate. And then drawing my rapier, just give him a butt with the back of the sword.
All right, cool.
So I'm trying to knock him out,
Mm-hmm.
not kill him. It's a 6.
I guess with Loris's big frame and this big Morning Star being held by Grol in the way, you just kind of knock his Morning Star, just dunk, in your attempt to try and hit him in the head. Loris, back to you.
Okay. So seeing both Sig and Bill kind of fail in their attempts at knocking Bugbear out, and clearly been distracted by Duran throwing this dark elf into the room, I'm just going to do the head. Actually, no. We have a question. How far could I actually throw the Bugbear? Like, if I wanted to go, I've got him here. If I wanted to grab him by the scruff of the neck and just hurl him as far as I could across the room into a wall, how far would you reckon I could do that? Like, I want to throw him from where he is, like across the room.
He's a hefty Bugbear. And I know you're a big, strong Goliath, but I'd probably say like 10 foot.
10 foot. You allow me to throw him 10 feet.
Yeah.
That's all I need. I think.
Suplex him.
Oh, that's a good idea. All right. So,
ball driver.
Actually, yeah. From here,
yeah,
I'm going to basically drop him on my shoulder, like so he's kind of over, like in the fireman's carry.
Yeah.
And I'm going to turn around and super slam him into the floor.
All right.
So
we're
gonna go, bang.
We're going to do two things. At the moment, you've got him in a grappled state. Okay, yeah. That's fine. That means you've got his movement down to 0. That's cool. If you move, he moves. That's kind of grapple rules. Yes, John?
Doesn't that mean that attacks on him had advantage?
I thought it just turned movement to 0. Grapple is movement to 0, right? I'm free. I'm happy for you guys to...
creature's speed becomes 0.
Anyway, sorry.
I had a look. I looked up at the whole grapple rules when I was planning a side quest. So as far as I'm aware, it's just movement.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. So it's restrained. I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So what we're going to do, if you want to put him up onto your shoulder, we're going to do another strength contest. He is grappled. If you fail the strength contest, he'll still be grappled.
Yeah.
But we need to see if you can get him up onto your shoulder.
All right. So you want to see if I can drop him on my shoulder. So just a strength roll?
It's because you're kind of picking him up and putting him onto your shoulder, yeah?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. That is cool. Strength roll coming along. I roll a 16.
Yeah. Grol has rolled a total of 21.
Oh, fucker.
You go to pick him up and he just plants his weight solidly down. You've still got him grappled, but you haven't managed to pick him up.
All right, so failing that, I'm just going to go back to my tried and trusty headbutt. Aiming for the bridge of his nose.
That was the action. You've still got movement. By all means, you've got movement.
Okay. No,
you can move with him, can't you?
Yeah. You can take him with you.
Is that true?
Yep.
Oh, I'm happy. Well, I'm kind of happy with him there.
Take him outside.
Take him outside. I'm not sure I could move that far.
Keep going.
Yeah, just so you know, you can move him if that was what you wanted to do. If you want to stay there, that's also fine.
Yeah, no, I think I'll just hold him there. There's no point in sort of taking him anywhere.
Okay. With the frustration of being grappled and the frustration of you still holding on to him and trying to get him up on your shoulder, he just swings. He tries to bring that Morningstar down into you once more. He can actually see this time, so it's not with disadvantage. He's rolled a 15.
That's a hit.
Okay. All right. He's brought that down with quite a bit of strength here. So let's roll for damage. He's done 12 damage with that Morningstar.
Ow! That's a nasty hit.
Yeah. Maybe it's the spiky nature of it. But it has done some serious damage down the side of... And King Grol seems very pleased with himself as he spits blood that's still pouring from his thing just onto your chest.
So I'm assuming that's probably hit me in the back.
Well, no, well, it's
Where's he swung it?
He swung it down, and yeah, it probably has just scraped itself down the side, down your back. It
That just steals my resolve. I'm angry at him now. I'm really pissed off at him.
Yeah, fair enough. That's the Baron's turn.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to try and respond to Bill and just say that there's nothing that I can do to bring Gundren back to life or at the moment. And can I have a look at this elf, this Delph?
This dark elf? What are you wanting to...
What do they look? Do they look armed? There you go.
Right, yeah. What is it? It doesn't look like they've got any weapons, or it doesn't look like she's got any weapon on her. She's got long grey hair with elven ears poking up out of the hair. She's looking like she's been a little bit bruised, and Duran also looks like he may have taken some damage from whatever happened in that room.
Around. Okay.
Yeah. And she's just dressed in these... Everything about her is very grey. She's got grey hair. She's got a flowing grey cloak with a grey kind of... what kind of... Does she have any sort of armor of any sort? Yeah, you can't really see any sort of armor, but there might be something underneath the cloaks and material she's wearing. But it's all grey.
Definitely color coordinated.
She's going for the grey look. The winter look.
Season. Okay.
Sorry, one winter elf allowed in this.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, like an alpha male or alpha elf. I'm just going to yell out, we're concentrating on knocking out that big bugbear before there's two of them to fight. But I don't want to kill that bugbear, so I'm going to attack the elf.
Okay.
With chill touch. Oh, I thought I had that button ready, but I don't.
Don't worry, every time you mention a spell, I play the animation.
Oh, do you? Okay. An 18.
Oh, dear.
And if that hits, it will do 4 necrotic damage.
An 18 is a hit.
Oh, okay.
So that's 4 necrotic damage. Where have you sort of aimed with this? So it's a hand that stays holding on to her until like the next turn or something.
Yeah, it's a ghostly hand. And that really, I think, only has effect on if they're undead. But I'll put it around their throat. Yeah,
cool. And there's just like a darkening of the skin around her neck as she stands up from this being pushed kind of onto this bed. Anything else, Baron?
No, I'm just going to hunker down behind this table. Okay. And I would have shot it from below the table, so hopefully I won't even be spotted.
Okay.
Or just, like a little shooter.
Yeah. I'm going to say that it was done with half cover in mind then. But you still hit.
I will pop up and,
Okay.
I'm not going to be like I'm going to try and get a clear shot.
Okay,
but
cool.
I'm not trying to be obvious.
Okay, cool. Mirakin, this wolf that's in front of you has eaten the cheese and it's letting you pat it, and it's slowly starting to calm down, despite it seems still to be on edge as it's looking at all of the mayhem happening around it.
I mean, who wouldn't be? Mirakin sees the appearance of this new dark elf that's been pushed into the room, and immediately she stands up, and in one fluid motion she's also drawing both her scimitars from their scabbards, and she just looks towards this elf and whispers, "Don't you move a muscle." And she's gonna just cue a reaction if this elf is to attack.
Okay, attack anybody?
Attack anyone, and can I roll for intimidation, even though I'm very bad at it?
Sure, I'll let you roll for intimidation.
Oh, but then I couldn't.
Then you wouldn't be able to ready a move.
I'm going to stick with the reaction there.
So if she attacks anybody, you're going to attack with your scimitars? Is that accurate?
She can attack the bugbear.
Okay, cool. So if it attacks any allies, you'll attack with your scimitars?
Including the wolf, yes.
Including the wolf. Okay, cool. It is this elf's turn, this dark elf's turn. And she's got her eyes set on Duran. As soon as she hit this bed, she spun around, looking directly at Duran. This chilling touch grabs her by the throat as she rushes towards Duran with her fists up. So I'll let you do your attack, Mirakin.
Okay. So I'm going to lash out with each scimitar in turn.
Okay.
And I'm going to aim for...
What I'm going to say is, as you make your way towards her, the wolf moves away around you towards this table area, just to give you room. It's like it's freaking out. You've charged towards it, and it's moved around you.
Okay. I'm going to run at her, slashing out with my scimitars towards her arms. Try and get in the way of what she's doing to Duran.
It wouldn't be
I rolled an
Mirakin.
8 and a nat 20, which makes it 25.
It wouldn't be Mirakin if it didn't include a scimitar critical success hit. Cool. So the first one just, I don't know, it swipes out and meets air, but that second one just slashes across one of her arms, doing, what's that, 10 damage, which is pretty nice. And this drow just screams but it's more anger than pain. And she heads towards Duran with her fists up and unleashes a couple of punches into Duran. Oh, and she rolls very well. Dang. And does a heap of damage. The first punch just gets Duran straight in the breadbasket, knocks the wind out of him. And then the second punch just cracks across his skull and drops him to the ground in an unconscious state.
So she's punching hard out.
Yeah, just straight fists to
Punch knockdown. What the hell?
Yeah,
They'd already been having a scuffle.
Yeah. He'd already had a bit of damage, but she just did 20 damage to Duran. Knocked him.
I want to know how Duran managed to get her out of the room if she's that good. What the hell?
Yeah. So Duran is now in an unconscious state. He's in a dying state. It is the wolf's turn, who just spends its time sniffing and scratching at this door.
I'm about to do the same.
It's Duran's turn. He gets his first death save roll. And it's a save. I'm going to write these down, otherwise I'll...
It's a good start.
So we've got one death save. Sig.
Upon seeing Mr. Duran drop to the ground with the Dark Elf's fists, Sig stands forward over his body and punches his shield into the drow's face.
Do we have that set up as what kind of attack are we going to use? Have you got a shield attack at all that you've set up, or should we just use that as like a
Unarmed plus something? A 0, maybe?
We'll just do it as if it was a hammer attack, but we'll minus the +1 that you'd normally get for your hammer.
Sigrol's.
Oh, crit fail. Fuck. Shug, what are you doing?
Give me a D100, please.
No. Stick rolls the D100 for 77.
Oh, that's
Okay,
a lot.
great. That's not too bad. The reason you've missed is you've come forward and stumbled over Duran's falling body, basically, and you find yourself. Let's just move. You find yourself between the wall and the elf, up against the bed. You've knocked it, and as you've bumped into it, you've heard something sort of drop from underneath the bed, as well.
You did move the wolf, but I've moved myself, thank you.
Oh, right. Did I? Okay, cool. Where's the wolf then? There we go. So this is going well. Bill.
I'm just gonna stare the good king in the eyes and call out to him and the dark elf, and I'm just gonna say, "You are outmatched here. You may have been lucky with Duran, but we outnumber you. We outgun you. Lay down your arms, surrender, and you will not share Gandrin's fate."
Which one are you aiming this at?
I'm just saying it to both of them.
Okay, cool. I'll let you roll once for each one. An intimidation. Is this a persuasion or an intimidation you're going for?
I think I'm kind of appealing to their sense of reason rather than because I'm not directly threatening them. I'm just like, this is not a great situation for you. But I think
you're putting it out to the room. So I won't go one for each. I'll just say roll one persuasion roll.
Okay.
And then we'll check.
14.
And persuasion, that's a charisma roll, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, King Grol rolls a total of 6. And the drow is going to roll with advantage because she did just drop someone to the ground. Yeah,
It seems reasonable.
The King Grol drops his Morning Star, and sort of he's been grappled for like half a minute now, and he's been turfed about. He's heard things in his head. He's feeling weakened from all this weird stuff you guys have been doing to him. He's bleeding. He's got a really fucking sore foot. And he just drops his Morning Star to the side and puts his arms up either side of him. The drow, however, looks towards Bill and says, "No one." God, that looks gross with my mouth there. "No one else must know where the Wave Echo Cave is." And that was a terrible voice too. I can't do women's voices, but that's right. Imagine that was a really feminine version of that voice. That'll be.
I think you good.
And she doesn't seem to be affected by your words.
Okay.
Loris, you've got not a passive King Grol, but he's clearly submitted.
Okay. So I was going to smash him in the face with my head again, but seeing he's kind of surrendered, I've still got him grappled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop him. Like I kind of feel I've got him up in the, slightly elevated off the floor. So I'm just going to drop him on the floor from where he is. So he's going to land, and I'm assuming his foot's going to hurt. So he's going to drop to his knees. As soon as he drops to his knees, I'm going to grab my axe and just hold it at his throat, and just basically move and die, literally.
Yeah, I'll let that all happen without roll. So you've done exactly that. You've let go. He puts all of his weight on that shattered foot of his, and he lets out a scream and drops to the ground, arms still kind of up, and you've brought that blade up against his neck. I'm going to call that a bonus action. Is there anything else you want to do?
It's not a lot I can. Well, no, because I want to hold him there. I don't. If I don't want to leave him there, I don't want to give him a chance to do anything. I will kick his Morningstar away from him, so he's got no opportunity to reach out for it.
Yeah, which direction are you kicking that?
I want to kick it past the fire, past Bill.
All right,
just
cool.
down there. Yeah, just down there.
Yeah, so you kick it south towards past the brazier and past Gundren's body, and it nestles itself up against the southern, maybe the southeast wall of this room.
Cool. And I will just hold the bugbear there for the moment.
And Grol is just going to spend this turn not crying. He's kind of not whimpering. He's obviously just in pain. He's wincing in pain.
Best place to be.
Yeah. The Baron, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to. That's really good that he gave up. I'm going to attempt. This is my last spell slot. I'm going to attempt blindness, deafness on the drow.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
That's a crit fail.
Oh, I'm going to say crit success.
The way I'm going to mark this one is she's going to need to do 2 successful con saves to get this blindness gone. Right?
All right.
So, yeah, you're blinding her, not deafening her, yeah?
Just blinded, yep.
Right.
So that same loss of color passes over her eyes, which is a little subtle because she already had gray eyes as it was. But she does the same. She screams and brings her hands up to her eyes, kind of patting them, out of frustration. Anything else, Shannon?
No.
Okay, American, back with you.
American sees the drow fell Paul Duran, and she hisses, "You'll pay for that, you bitch!"
Whoa!
And she rushes forward, not towards the drow, but towards Duran, and she takes out her herbalism kit and tries her best to attend to his wounds. I've rolled a 15.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that as like a
Whatever
medicine.
that means.
We'll say that's the equivalent of a medicine check, yeah? So you stabilize. You manage to stabilize Duran. He doesn't have any hit points, but he's now in an unconscious state instead of a dying state. Okay, so he's breathing. He doesn't seem to be getting any worse. You've stabilized him.
I'll use all of my movement for the turn just to hover over him protectively and shield him from further attacks.
Cool. It is the drow's turn once again. So blinded? What was that? Was disadvantage on all attacks? Is that right?
Yep. And attack rolls against it have advantage.
Attack rolls. Okay, yeah, cool.
Both of those.
The drow has felt saw Sig fall down and stabilize himself on the bed before she went blind, and she charges forwards towards Sig with her fists flailing. She's going to roll with disadvantage, but she's really going all out here. Rolled a 13 and a 17, so I imagine both of those are misses. And they just come down on Sig's armor and shield, doing 0 annoying damage. And that's how she's spent her time. You do hear her call out, "Grol, you are weak!" As she's flailing. It's the wolf's turn, who's still just kind of whimpering and scratching at this door at the moment. That's how it's going to spend its turn. Duran is unconscious but stable, and we're back with Sig.
Is Sig prone at this stage?
No. You've landed sort of hands first onto this bed, and you pushed yourself up, so you're in a standing position.
All right. Sig would like to sort of spear tackle forwards and try and tackle the drow and to knock her head into the wall behind her and move her away from Daran and Murikin. Dirk!
Give us a strength check. And she's going to roll with disadvantage, which I imagine.
22.
Nice. And with a disadvantage roll, she has crit failed. And you just... she seems, I guess, lighter than you were expecting her to be. And you just lift her effortlessly off the ground, charging. Do you just run straight for the wall behind?
Indeed. To sort of push her sort of around here type deal. Yeah.
Yep. And she just smacks into the wall. If you can give me a 1d4, just as an improvised weapon, I guess we'll use the wall as improvised weapon. And give us another roll since she crit failed.
Nice. A 1 and a 2 for a total of 3.
All right. She hits the wall with a crack as her head smacks into the stone wall behind her, and lets out a scream of anger. Anything else before we move to Bill? Nope. Bill, over to you.
So it's Grol. So Grol dropped his Morningstar, yeah?
He dropped his Morningstar, and Loris kicked it past you against the wall behind you.
Oh yeah. And what kind of pose is he in? Is he like hands up or?
Yeah, he's got his hands up either side with Loris's axe pressed against his neck.
I'm just going to call out again this time, like specifically to the drow. I did say you were outgunned. Surrender now, and you may yet keep your life. This time it is a threat.
All right, roll intimidation.
8. Oh, these rolls.
Don't worry, she didn't roll well either, but she did match you with an 8. So it's that. I do believe that's just a tie, right? You guys are both got the same level of fortitude. Is that the right?
Yeah, I think the general rule is that if you get something equal, things stay the same.
Yeah. It's like a strength
That's why
check,
we
right?
get confused with armor class
Yeah.
because like that with armor.
Yeah. So unfortunately, this was a test of fortitude of the mind, and you guys have got the same sort
I'm
of.
supposed to be good at it too.
Yeah. Anything else, Bill?
No, that's me for now.
All right, Loris, we're back with you.
So the drow's blinded, thrown up against the wall. She's still scrapping a bit, yeah?
Yeah. Well, the last you've got King Grol up against the wall with your axe pressed against his throat, and you've just heard this crack sound hit the wall next to you. And you look over and you can see Sig with the drow pressed up against the wall.
Okay. So with my axe at Grol's throat, I'm just going to say, Grol, tell the stupid elf to stop it, or you all die. And I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay. Grol looks up to you, and says, "There's no. I'd love to, but I think you've got the power system all wrong here."
I thought he was her pet.
Yeah, I mean, he can. If you really want him to have a go, he can. But I don't think. What are you going to press that axe into him a little more to convince him?
If you'll allow me, I will say to her, if you value your pet's life, you'll stop the struggle. That's kind of, if you'll allow the extended comment.
Yeah, sure. She hears that, and despite having her head sort of knocked against the wall, she just laughs at the idea.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt Grol because he's passive and I don't see any point in doing any damage to him right now. She seems to be the one that's causing the issue, so I'm just going to hold Grol where he is.
Okay.
Yeah. pause for the moment.
All right, so yeah, Grol does nothing with his turn again. He's in that passive state, and he's like, there's nothing I can do to stop her. Baron, over to you. Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry. Chill touch, but it's a spell attack. So do I get advantage on?
She has disadvantage.
She's
Oh,
blind.
On attack rolls.
I get advantage on attack rolls, and if it's a spell attack, like a ranged spell attack, does that count as a?
Yeah, I guess so, right?
I don't know.
Because the AC
normally
stuff
does.
is all about their natural armor, and if they can't see it coming, I guess maybe I don't know. So we'll say yes. So, but you've rolled a 21 anyway. I mean that's pretty.
Oh, my second one was a crit.
Oh, okay, we'll take that. Great.
Hold on.
So what's that? 13 damage. Damn.
Nice.
I don't know if I want to do that much damage.
You can do less if you like. I can round it down. I can half it if you want.
Can you do non-lethal spell damage?
Yeah, can I do non-lethal chill touch?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if you chill touched her ankle.
Did
Yeah,
But you
I'll
might
take
get a
out
necrotic clot that goes straight to her brain. You don't know.
yeah.
True.
So we're about to aiming.
Well, if you think going for like a non-vital, I won't go for her brain.
Sure.
I'll go for her hands.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Great. So you've managed to hit, and it's done some serious damage, and one of her hands just blackens up into this just mess of a blackened stump, I guess.
Right, like frostbite or something.
Yeah. American, we're back with you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would taking out my manacles actually count as an action?
No, like using your manacles will.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then American calls out, "We must bind them!" And she uses Misty Step. Because why not? Try and get the element of surprise. She teleports as close as she can to the drow, the enemy she perceives to be the most dangerous,
Yeah.
to get the element of surprise.
There's not a lot of room in there. She's already back up against the wall. The best you can, and there's not a lot of space between her and Grol and Loris. There's maybe a foot or a foot and a half between the two. I don't know. If you're going to Misty Step, you're effectively just going to be moving 5 foot into the sort of the eastern direction.
But it's with drama. She's going. That's cool.
So I can't. You're saying I can't get close to them?
No, you can get close, but there's unless there was something to do. Like I'm not going to stop you from doing Misty Step, but you could also just walk there.
There's a reason for everything.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can Misty Step.
Well, she is blind though.
Yeah, true.
I'm going to Misty Step directly in between the drow and the bugbear, and as she wraps herself in the veil of the Feywilds and reappears, a sort of chill wind emanates from her and is directed towards the drow. It must succeed on a wisdom save or be frightened.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Do they need to be able to see this to take in what's going on?
It says choose one visible creature within
You just
5
need to see
feet.
them. Okay.
It's just, I'm scaring your ass.
Yeah, fair enough. And
My chilly vibes.
I mean, she's blinded and she just felt a very chill wind from nowhere. That's pretty scary.
A wind tinged with bitterness.
she rolled an 18, even with disadvantage on that one.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
However, I'm still going to, because that was my bonus action, I'm still going to
Sure.
attempt to slap those manacles on her.
Yeah, cool. We're going to do a strength check on this one. So you're going to be trying to grab her arms and she's going to try and fight back.
All right, I'm just determined, so I'm going to use my inspiration.
Oh, nice. And she's going to be with
Gonna
disadvantage.
scream in her face the whole time.
Okay.
Please.
So are you trying to bind her arms? What are you trying to bind?
They're manacles, so I'm going to try and put them on there like handcuffs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. What have I rolled? With advantage, I've only rolled a 13.
And with disadvantage, because she is blinded, she rolled a 1.
Oh, beautiful.
I've rolled a lot of 20s and a lot of 1s tonight. So you managed, despite her protesting, to bind her arms behind her back. And she, again, is screaming. And she lashes out with... basically, because you're now incredibly close between... You're almost pushed up between her and Grol. Just brings her head back and slams that down, trying to knock that into your head. She does that twice.
Twice?
Yeah, both with disadvantage because she is blind. She's just sort of like lashing out. She's rolled an 8, which will be a miss, and a 16.
My armor class is 16.
Does
that mean it hits me?
Yeah, that's a hit. So that does the second headbutt from her manages to catch her off guard, and does 7 damage.
Oof.
Ooh.
And she's going to roll a Constitution saving throw. She rolled an, what is that? Plus 2, so 13. What does she have to roll to save from being blind? Shannon.
Sorry.
She had to do a Constitution saving throw against the blindness. What's your what did she have to beat?
Oh, a 14.
Okay, so she's still blind.
Sorry, I was doing maths about this in my head, and then I didn't realize that was directed at me.
The wolf is getting a bit more impatient and sniffs its way, sees the other door open, and makes its way and out of that room. Duran is still unconscious. Sig, back to you.
All right. Is Sig standing next to what's her face? Or are we both prone, or what's the?
No, you've got her like pushed up. You spear tackled and just pushed her up against the wall, basically cracking her head into the wall at the same time. But you're standing face to face with her.
All right. Sig would like to hold her against the wall with his shield, and then just bring the top of his hammer up underneath her jaw.
Ooh, nice. Give us a roll.
And is it lethal or non-lethal intent?
In a non-lethal intent. With a 13.
13 is a miss. Because she's been swinging out wildly with her head, trying to knock anyone out, you've managed just to mistime it.
How about I roll again, because I forgot I had advantage because she's blind.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that definitely hits. That one... with all the she almost brings her head into your hammer as it comes up into her face.
24.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Doing 5 damage. Okay, cool. Anything else?
Sig would just like to yell, "Yield!" and then go.
Cool. Bill, back to you.
How are they looking?
I would say
Don't do that fraction thing. Out of 64, yeah.
no. The drow is looking is quite looking quite bloodied after that hammer to the face. But King Grol still looks pretty fine.
But he's not
Pretty fine.
he's not like attacking us or anything, right?
No. He's in a very passive stance, and the drow is just freaking out, head like whipping around anywhere, trying to knock anything out, trying to make contact with anything.
Jesus.
I'm going to move away from King Grol. So if he was going to make an attack of opportunity, that's
he is not. He doesn't have a weapon. He's not doing anything. His arms are still up.
Okay. And then I'm just going to come up here with my rapier, and I'm just going to like try to put an end to things by chucking the butt of my guard into the old bread basket.
Yeah,
The
cool.
pommel. Sorry.
14?
Uh,
Oh wait, I've got advantage, eh?
You do.
16?
Cool. 16 is a hit. You bring that into her, and she loses a bit of wind. No, not that kind of wind. That was funny, guys. God damn
Yeah,
it.
it was good, man. It was like with the butt of the sword.
Yeah.
It was almost as bad as the dad jokes.
It was all
but
thematic. Come on, guys.
bravo, well done.
Yeah, so that you not only knock the wind out of her, but she coughs up blood as you bring that into her sternum. She's not looking very good right now. She's got ragged breath. She's leaning over the shield that's being pressed into her. She's calmed down a little bit, as in she's not whipping around everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to stay there.
Cool. Loris, again, we're back with you.
So Bugbear hasn't moved, right? He's just sort of sitting there on his knees, watching all this shit happen. Hasn't said a word except kind of, I ain't doing anything kind of thing.
Mm.
He's still looking pretty healthy though, right?
Yeah, he's looking quite healthy.
Okay.
I mean, he's got that cut on his forehead, but he's not showing much more damage.
So he's had minor wounds that
Yeah.
and he's probably inflicted more damage to himself than anyone else. Okay, I have a rope in my backpack, so I'm gonna tie him up, like
Okay.
just gonna bind and like kind of a hog tie kind of thing. So while his hands are up like this,
Yeah.
I want to tie his hands there, and then behind his back, I want to tie them to his link them up to his feet.
Yeah. What
So-
I can say is, it'll take you 2 actions to get him fully tied up, I reckon.
Yeah, that's cool.
And even that's probably being generous, but that's fine. That's fine. I think two actions.
I can do it in 12 seconds. Come on, time me.
Yeah. As you push King Grol down onto the ground with you tie his hands and push him face down onto the ground. He said, this is only you can hear this, Loris. He says to you, look, if you're after the map, I'll give you the map. Just kill her. Let me go. I don't need any of this.
Okay, so I'll respond to him and just basically say, lie still and you'll be fine.
Cool.
I mean, keep tying him up, but
And he makes it easy for you. He's not pushing back in any way. Baron.
It's very congested up the top here.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to say any projectile is going to be in half cover.
Yeah. I was going to like hit them with one of these chairs, but I can't even get in there. I'm going to crawl over to Gundren and then just see if I can medically examine his neck, check for any breathing, any light breathing or anything like that. Just,
Yeah, so
check what his state is, and if not, start to perform CPR
yeah,
response.
you give him a look over, and he's not looking good, right? So it's clear that his neck is broken. He's got cuts and bruises on every visible part of skin that you can see.
And there's no breathing.
There's no life signs coming from him.
Okay, I just want to like straighten out his body and put his hands over his chest and start performing a ritual called gentle repose. That'll take 10 minutes. So if I get interrupted or something, I'll stop. But
Okay. Cool. Mirka, what do people see or hear if they were looking in your direction while this is going on?
Well, I think I'll start drawing a circle around him in salt with arcane shapes and things like that, and mumbling over him while sprinkling things on him. Just some sort of, it looks like a magical ritual.
Okay, cool. Mirakin, back to you. You've just taken a bit of a headbutt to the face.
Sure have. So seeing as she's blind, I should think I could disengage from her without her noticing, or does she still get an opportunity?
She would get an opportunity, but it would be with disadvantage.
Right. I'm going to try and disengage from her and use my action to help Loros.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So
cool.
bring on the opportunity attack. Maybe she'll get me again.
I mean, you could basically stay where you were and help out. You could just basically just turn around and help out Loris if you didn't want to move.
I
up to you.
suppose I'll just do that.
It just saves you an attack. And I'm gonna, you're gonna be down like crouch level.
I'm just thinking about what I would do in real life, but in D&D, it makes more sense to not do that.
Well, I mean, like you can totally do it, but just there's obviously a.
Well, if it doesn't make sense to do it in the game, well, I'm just gonna stay there.
Okay, and you've gone down to a crouch level. So while this drow is held up against the wall, she was not going to be able to attack you much anyway from where you currently are.
So I'm going to use my entire turn helping Loris hog tie this bitch.
King Grol, the little bitch.
King Grol, yeah.
And she's just whispering the whole time, "You're such a little bitch."
American is so nasty.
All right, it's the Dark Elf's turn. I think we'll take our break here. Yeah, it's 9:00. We'll take our break. So let's move you guys back onto the title page, which is a great time for everyone to refill their drinks or, I don't know, give away some stuff, lads. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to actually give away our stuff, other than like, how do I
roll a dice?
I guess that's the way, right? So for the sub only, all right. So the sub only giveaway, we'll start with that one. So if you want to get in for this giveaway, you need to sub to us like in the next I don't know, minute. But we're giving away a set of sweet Wizards of the Coast D&D Waterdeep Dragon Heist dice and hit point counter, which is that little guy there at the bottom, that thing there, as well as one of our shirts, one of which looks like my microphone. Looks a little bit like this.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah,
super cool. The other one, we can have a look at the designs down underneath the stream as well. So if you want to be in that, definitely subscribe really soon. We're also going to have just a sub and follower giveaway, which will be just a shirt, a shirt of your choice. But what I'll do, subscribe now. Yeah, see, Random Origins gets it. There's although he is reducing his own chance of winning by telling you all to subscribe, but you should totally do it.
Yeah, totally.
I need to bring up a list of our subscribers and take a look at how we're going to do this. You guys feel free to chat. What did you guys think of what's been going on so far?
I like
rolls.
I like Grumpy American. She's really fun. She's really dark when she's pissed off. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I like that. American, and the way that American and Duran sort of dealt with it, I like that as well. I did think it was funny that Duran was like, "American, we need your strength," and she's just like, "I'm out of here." Didn't even acknowledge him. I was like, "Oh."
Although,
yeah,
once
like I said, she was in shock.
Yeah, totally. You see, there was just a hum in her ears, I think.
Once again, Duran has left the group to go off and venture into his own little thing. It's just like, oh, when he did that, I'm like, oh, God, come on. You go, like the very time we need him to actually do what we want to do.
Well, he helped. He helped reveal an enemy that could have sneak attacked us.
Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly right.
A bit of a hero. So, choice Duran. Thanks, bro.
That was my way of going, oh, shit, I've got another character that's going to come out and surprise attack you guys. How can I not have that happen as well. So you can hate Daron if you like, but he
I
did
know, I
that
know.
to help you.
When he first got sucked into that room, I was like, oh god, no, he's gone off and got himself cornered by
Yeah,
Twitch
yeah.
again. I'm like, oh no! And then you're talking about the scuff, and I'm like, oh shit, he's going to come out all bloodied and battered.
And he did.
And then he throws out this drow. I'm like, oh, okay. So I think I suspect I probably saw part of it given I was focusing on the bugbear.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, I would have seen this drow come flying out of the room, and like, oh, what the hell? Yeah, total surprise. But yeah, just like, oh god, what's he done?
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is fair. I was really trying to figure out the best way to get that organized. So Hunster's given a 200 bit chair as well. So Hunster, you get to pick someone that you give inspiration to. It can be anyone, including one of the enemies, if that was what you so choose. I'm just giving everyone their options. It also helped the counter go that little bit closer to having Billy Goblin spawn as well.
He's only so it's okay.
Yeah, it's still a fair way away. There's also, if you subscribe, that will also help the counter go closer to Billy Goblin's arrival. But I think
If you subscribe, I would do this.
there we go. Maybe we need to make that like a thing. So every time you subscribe, that's what American,
Yeah.
that's what American does.
All the group, actually. See
know.
Signal. He knows what's up.
Indeed, this is what happens.
Here we go.
I can't do it that good.
You guys are giving it away for free right now.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Stop.
First taste is free.
Apple.
All right, so I'm going to roll a dice because I think it's time for that subscriber giveaway. I don't think anyone's in a hurry. If you're about to subscribe, say something in the chat because I can hold off another minute or two. But if not, that's okay. We're gonna give away the dice and a shirt. So the best way we can deal with this is if you are the winner and you're watching, which I hope you are. Get in touch with me via the Discord and we can sort out how I can get that to you. The follower one's going to be a bit more interesting because there's probably heaps of people that are following that are just like, I know that guy, so I'll follow him. So we'll see how that goes. If we,
Maybe you need to make like a stipulation that they need to like claim it within a week or you redraw it or something.
yeah, I think that's a pretty good way to do it. So we'll do
What's
that.
the follow-up prize? Is it a dance?
So what? So we're going to do 3 giveaways: one for the subs, one for subs and follows, and then just one for anyone who wants a dance.
What is the prize for the subs and followers?
It's just one of the shirts, one of the shirt designs. That
Oh,
they
yeah.
get to
Nice.
choose, which is awesome. By the way, that new shirt design. Oh, I love it. It's the artistry behind it was fantastic. Anyway, giveaway time.
Oh, I drew that. That's pretty
Oh,
good.
that was completely made by you. So that's anyway. It's awesome. It's seriously cool. I can't wait for mine to show up. I've rolled the dice. This is completely random, but random origins. You've
Yay!
you've got that. So yay! Do you want to? Do you want to cancel your shirt order because you got another one on its way? But yeah, so that's cool. So we'll sort out getting that to you. That's awesome. And we'll do. Now we're going to do the follower and sub. How many followers do you even have? 248. We're not even at 250. Come on, guys. This is going to be a lot harder to give us 2 more follows. If you're watching, just 2 of you. If there are 2 of you watching right now that are just like, I'm not going to win a shirt. Just click the goddamn.
Should I follow?
Yeah, it might seem rigged if one of us.
Can you roll these 248?
There was that website. Actually, I think I can just do it on Roll.
Yeah,
20.
roll 20 under the advanced roll.
Roll 1d 248. I don't think it'll show a dice that looks like it, but we'll roll it anyway.
It better.
It'll give you a number though. 41.
Now I got to number 41. You're the lucky
That
winner.
was totally like a lotto voice or something. 41. Or the
41
Daily
is a-
Kino. 38.
And I need to figure out the best way to get to that. So that's
Is it the 41th subscriber, follower, person?
Oh, now I've lost count, Reese. Come on.
Oh.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So we'll get number 41. I'm just going through basically starting from number 248 and working my way back 41 of them. So it's someone that's more recent than someone who sort of like did it at the very start, I guess. But guys, talk amongst yourselves.
We don't want to distract your counting.
Yeah.
If we started saying like 12, 15.
Oh God, no! You're that person.
Right.
Did you think he wasn't going to be that person? Number 41 is the Crow Show, who I actually remember when they followed us. So hopefully, I'll put that out on the Twitter. I'll check that in the Twitches, in the Discord. Sorry. The Crow Show, you've got yourself a shirt. So get in touch, and if you don't get in touch, we will figure out whether we're just going to give that to another random follower or we'll give that away to a subscriber. We'll figure it out. So
Can we do one more roll for a dance?
what do you want like a D20?
D20 for people who's watching right now for a dance.
What happens if I roll high?
Roll again.
I don't know what I'm rolling. Okay, I'm just rolling. I rolled a
Roll
7.
D20.
I rolled a
Right.
7. You rolled a 17?
Yep. Who's the 17th person on right?
What am I doing? Well, we've got... I don't know what's happening. I honestly...
Good
I'm.
question.
Let's have a look at who's...
17 online, so pick the last person on the list. I was 19 online. So it would be...
Sharpie Edges is
Yeah.
17 alphabetically on the list. So Sharpie Edges, you've just won like the dance.
Oh, Dave's not doing it.
Dave, come on,
Party.
Dave. But
Where's your moves?
With the charisma rolls, come on.
I'm going to keep going until Dave does it.
okay,
Oh.
yeah, come on, there we go.
All right. Oh yeah.
There. See, when he gets into it, It's great. Just like the Howl. It's awesome. Anyway, so guys, thank you so much for that. Was a giveaway for having streamed for just over a year now. So we announced it when we'd been live for a year. So here's to another year. We'll see how it goes. We've had a lot of upset. We've had a lot of interesting things happen. So we'll see what the next 12 months brings. Maybe another giveaway. Should we reach a really cool number of followers? 248. We're almost at 250. Come on, if you're not following us, you kind of owe us.
Say,
You kind of owe us now. We've done some giveaways.
Kind of.
You don't know us. You guys are you're wonderful for even being here and watching us. But I reckon we can probably get into it. So big congrats to Random Origins for the dice set and the shirt. The Crow Show, we'll see. Hopefully we'll hear from you and we'll get that shirt out to you as well. And Sharpie Edges, I really hope you enjoyed that dance because that was from all of us here, including Dave. I mean, not everyone got that. That was purely for you. So, yeah.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, you were meant to close your eyes if you weren't Sharpie Edges.
Exactly.
That was not
Oh,
for
did we
you.
not say that? Shit. Okay, well, let's...
Then you.
Are you guys ready
No.
to get back into it?
let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. All right. Because I'm not. So let's have... Sorry. All right.
So how did my binding attempt actually go? Did it work?
Yeah,
It
so...
always goes well.
So instead of it taking...
My track record is very good.
Instead of it taking 2 actions for Loris to complete it, it will be completed by the time it gets back to Loris. So he'll get to have an action.
Okay.
So
And he's not struggling, so he's actually just lying there letting you do it. So really, it should be the best knots you've ever done in your life.
yeah,
Should be.
it should be. But yeah, I'm being a bit nicer that I haven't had you guys roll for it, but at the same time, he's not fighting back, so it doesn't really matter too much. All right, we're back. It is the drow's turn. What is the drow going to do? So Sig has her pressed still up against the wall. She's going to spend her turn trying to push Sig back. And she's still blind, so I don't know why I chose that. She rolled with disadvantage and got nowhere with that. And she's just going to roll to try and remove the blindness, and she got 1 success on that. Like I said, because she had a crit fail against it, she's going to have to try and succeed twice. Come Cool. So that's her turn. She's still blind. She's still pushed up against the wall. The wolf, it would be their turn, but nowhere to be seen. Durana's unconscious still. Sig.
Right,
And
Sigurd.
she's shackled with manacles.
And she's shackled with manacles.
Nice.
with her arms behind her back. I forgot
Sure.
to specify.
Specify. Yep, that's cool.
All right, as she begins to struggle, Sig would like to lift the shield back from the wall just a little bit to move her forward, and then punch it into her face.
Oh,
All right, give us another roll to hit. We'll do just a d20 plus your strength, I reckon.
An armed attack.
Yeah,
Button.
sure.
A 19.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So shit, that's a thing. Was that a D4 or what was?
Flat 3 for my strength modifier, I think.
I'll let you take that or roll a D4.
I'll take that.
Okay, cool.
And Sig will just yell, "Yield!" as he smashes it into her face.
Yeah, you slam her back, like you smash that into a shield again, and her face has now got blood pouring out of her nose, and her lip is split, and there's blood really coming out of her face now, and she just screams back at you. She seems to not be showing, despite severe damage, she seems not to be showing any sign of giving up. Bill.
So she's still alive, or still conscious, but
Yes,
very
yeah.
close to.
Yep, she is still conscious.
I'm just gonna lean forward, like so that my face is near hers,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna say, "Told ya." And I'm gonna ready a reaction when she goes to uppercut where she believes my chin is,
Okay.
to bring my head back and just crack her across her chin.
Well, she's got her hands bound behind her back at the moment with American's manacles.
When she goes to headbutt me, then.
Sure. Yeah, cool.
Like if she tries to headbutt me.
Okay. So we'll have that readied. Loris.
okay, so now that Gundren is basically immobilized and just passively lying there on his face like a good little...
Wait. Gundren or Grol? Because Gundren's dead on the floor.
Grol. Sorry,
All right,
Grol.
cool.
Triggered.
Apologies.
First time you remember his name.
Sorry, I didn't mean Sorry.
What's his face?
Yeah, so anyways, Grol's now just be completely passive. What I'm
Yeah.
going to do, I'm going to grab, and I'm going to basically just ignore the pain as much as I can. I'm going to reach into for the fire pit. Is there
Yes.
coal?
Yeah, there's still burning coals in there.
I'm going to reach and grab one, push through the crowd. I'm going to ram it into the drow's face. Into the drow's face.
You're going to take damage. It's a burning hot.
That's fine. I am seriously pissed at this woman, and I'm just going to make a point.
All right, so give me
Left
a...
hand on my hand.
Yeah, cool. Give me a constitution check to see if you can withstand the pain.
Yep, cool. Saving or just a normal roll?
Just a normal roll.
Okay. I rolled. Oh fuck!
So you reach...
Please, I did my left hand, not my strong hand.
give me a D100 just so we can see how...
Oh, dude, that would have been so cool had that worked. All right, here it comes.
Podcast listeners, he got a crit fail.
Yeah.
82.
So it's not heaps. It's not that bad. It's still bad. So you reach into this burning hot coals, and the instant you touch one, you just get searing pain in your head. So which hand are you reaching in with?
Left hand.
All right, and you pull your hand back with a shriek, having underestimated, and your entire hand is now instantly blistered from the coal. You are not going to be able to do two-handed things until that heals.
Okay.
But that's your action. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
Just look at my hand, and it's like, I gotta. It's not cool. Yeah, just like.
Cool. King Grol is just spending his time on the ground. He's sort of sees Loris disappear and has Mirakin still nearby, and says, "I'm sure you understand I had to do what I had to do, but look, there's a map. I know you guys are here for the map. I'll give you it. There's no questions asked. You just take that and leave old King Grol here. I've been pretty compliant." And that's going to be his turn. I'll let Mirakin decide what her response is later. The Baron's turn.
Okay, I'm going to rifle through my pockets and find 2 copper coins, and I'm going to place them on Gundren's eyes and then wrap them around with some bandage, some rags to stick them to his face. Then I'm going to light up a cigarette and smoke while doing the rest of the ritual.
Yeah, nice. I'm picturing like even though it's not the case, you're not doing an autopsy. I'm just imagining like just a dirty autopsy guy with a cigarette smoking and doing. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and I have a little swig out of my hip flask.
Yeah,
just doing business.
Yeah,
business
cool.
work.
Mirakin, we're back at you. Grol has just given you an offer.
She replies to him coldly, "We did not come here for a map. We came here to save a man's life. A man's life you threw away as if it was nothing." I'm going to step back now that both of them seem to be subdued
Okay.
and just coldly state, You will both tell us everything you know. I'm feeling very patient. Please do not test me.
Cool. What's a good roll for that one? It's not going to be an intimidation. It's too soft. You're almost not pleading. What would be a good roll for that one?
I would say it's a subtle intimidation.
Okay.
You don't have to be screaming and shouting to let someone know that you're serious.
Yeah, give me an intimidation roll.
These always go well. Oh, sorry, I rolled a 6.
Okay.
Because I rolled with advantage by mistake.
Yeah, no, that's
So
cool.
I take the lower one.
Okay. Is there anything else you're going to do with your turn?
Although technically I could use the rest of my turn to plead with the DM that because they're tied up that it should be advantage.
I was already having that in my mind, so trust the DM. Trust the DM.
I trust your judgment.
Yeah, trust the DM. Okay, cool. All right, it is the drow's turn, and having heard Mirakin's words, she's really not doing good. There's a lot of her weight is being laid down onto Sig's shield, so he's almost supporting the majority of her weight, and she is listening out, and she, with her head, finds the sharpest point on Sig's shield, and just raises her head up, and just brings it down into the sharpest point of Sig's shield, and drops to the ground. Yes, John?
Given I was waiting for a headbutt, can I try to crack her unconscious?
You said you were waiting for a headbutt where you were. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
So she brings, her head down and just drops to the ground. What happens next is that the long grey hair starts receding back into her head. The ears, the pointed elven ears, shrink down to these disgusting, deformed kind of ears. The eyes lose all sort of shape and just go a clear, whitish, creamy color. Her mouth seals over, and the skin turns a really dark gray. The nose falls off and leaves just a couple of small slots where the nose used to be. And this thing loses all form. There's no sign of the feminine shape that the drow once had. And in fact, this may never have been a drow at all. Can I get A history check from American with advantage.
Okay. Let me see what I can remember about such things.
Yeah. You're looking at actually from Bill as well. I'm going to take you two and Sig. Let's go Sig, Bill, and American.
I've rolled a 9.
All with advantage on this.
I got 15.
Yeah, cool. So we'll take that as the group's roll, basically, that 15. Bill instantly remembers tale of these things called doppelgangers, things that can take on the appearance of humanoids, and that he remembers, the main thing he remembers is that when they are killed, they go back to their original doppelganger form. And it is now lying dead, motionless, on the ground in front of Sig and Bill.
I've heard of these things, these doppelgangers. Their forms sloth away when they're slain. I don't think this ever was a drow.
Yeah, and Grol sees this transformation as well, and this is when he starts to panic. He's not saying much. He's just starting to fight back against this thing, against the ropes. He sees this as a very bad sign. Sig, it's your turn.
So Sig has been yelling yield to this creature for the past few number of rounds. And he decides it's finally time to stop yelling yield. But he just continues to punch the face just to make sure.
So you lean down and just start beating this dead doppelganger, pulverizing its face. You don't need to roll to hit. You are just beating the crap out of its head. It's slowly breaking and crushing in on itself. Is that how you're spinning? Okay, cool. Bill, back to you.
With Duran stable but unwell, I'm gonna pop out a piece of cheese from the lot that American gave me earlier, and try to crumble it into his mouth.
Yeah, cool. Duran gains 1 HP, enough to have him at least open his eyes. He's not fully conscious, but he's looking around the room a little bit. Loris, at your feet. So you've just run off to the brazier and just burnt your hand. It is blistered and painful.
Yeah. It's sore.
Yeah. So you're still standing sort of up against this brazier at the moment.
Yeah. So I guess, I'm standing at the brazier, hand in hand, essentially, like, whoa, no. I'm gonna steel myself though, because it's stupid, but I'm brave enough. I've been cut and beat up before. It's a burn, it'll heal. And I'm gonna remember that Grol, sorry, I almost called him Gundren again, said that there was a map. And so I'm gonna bend down on one knee and just grab him by the head and pull up his head and say, "Where's the map?"
Okay, cool. Under my bed, but we need to get out of here. I'm sure if that wasn't Virith, then I don't know what the hell that was.
Under his where?
Under his bed.
Bed.
What was the name he said?
He said Virith.
Virith.
Yeah. He said if that wasn't Virith, I don't know what
Just
that
think
was.
of the word virus, but
With a lisp. Yeah, perfect.
Maybe that's her real name and he actually has a lisp. We don't know.
Oh god. So can I roll him over and just kind of have a little rummage round under his beard?
Beard, like it's not his beard.
Like what? Okay.
Just rummage under his beard.
I heard what you said. And like, what?
Roll for rummage. Roll for beard rummage.
No.
So there's
So you sit under his bed.
bid. Yeah, it's
Beard.
It's like fuck. No. So yeah, all right. So I just want to let Sig and American know that under the bed there's a map. Go have a look. Go fucking hell. And I'm just gonna drop his face back on the ground because he served his purpose. It's like,
Yeah, and he's going to spend his time kind of muttering to himself. You can hear him going, well, if maybe that was Virith. Maybe that's what she's always been. Oh, Virith. He's trying to piece together what he's just seen in front of him. I'm going to assume the Baron is still working hard to do this.
Yeah, I'm doing my ritual for 10 minutes. Can I just mutter back to him, though? Ever heard of anyone called Nesna?
Trying to think if he should respond now or when it's his turn. We'll go now. You snap him out of his muttering. Yeah, that was who the map was for. Oh God, I don't know if I'm going to survive this, guys.
That's true.
that's good. You don't need to know.
So the map's for Nesna, but is Nesna a drow?
You know. Oh, sorry. Actually, you might not. Yeah, that's right. Commonly known as the Black Spider. I don't know if you've heard that one.
Yeah. So Virith is not the Black Spider, but Virith is a drow.
If Virith was the Black Drow, none of us would be here right now. I'll tell you that much.
What do you mean?
We'll be dead, is what I'm trying to say. Dead.
Yeah. Okay. Are you saying the Black Spider is that dangerous?
From everything I've heard.
Okay. But Virith is still dangerous, though. You're scared shitless of Virith.
I mean, did you see? Yeah, she knocked that guy right out.
But there's like a level of these drow. There's how many drows are there?
No. I don't think you get what just happened. She wasn't a drow.
Yeah, I got that. But you're worried that there's a real Virith.
Well, I don't know what's going on. I thought Virith was a drow.
How many drows are there?
But obviously she's not.
Are there any drows at all? Maybe they're all doppelgangers.
Mate, that is deep. But maybe we're all drows on the inside.
Doppelganger. So it's a C-Lab 2021. Okay, I'll just mumble and go back to my thing. I'm confused, but I'll write it down in my book.
We'll pretend that didn't distract you from the ritual.
I'm doing my thing. Basically, it's all set. I just have to continue going through with it, I reckon.
Yeah, cool. So what we'll do, we're just going to use the turn order as like a loose thing because there's no real combat happening right now. So feel free to talk in your own. Just free movement right now, I guess. We can start with American if that's where we want to start. But feel free to just talk amongst yourselves now.
I'm going to ask him, what about this map is so important that you'd kill for it?
Nesna doesn't want anyone else to know where the Wave Echo Cave is. It's as simple as that. Gundren knew, and it was only a matter of time before he shared that with others.
Can someone just grab the map from under the bed, please? Like, we know where it is.
I'll grab it.
All right. So, American, you head over to the bed. The bed.
I'm going to rummage in his beard for the map.
This is just like the miners.
Completely ignoring the bed.
Yeah. Beard is what I heard, all right.
Made for children by children. Put it on the beards.
American, under the bed, you've found like a small leather sack.
Sorry.
You open it up. It's got a little bit of weight to it. It seems like there's a bit of coin in there as well. Something. It's just a bit of weight in there. You open it up and there's looks to be about I don't know, maybe 100 gold pieces in this leather. I'm just going to call it a bag now. Leather bag. There's it's
Not for gold.
it's decent size.
It's a map.
There's 3 potions of healing in there as well.
Okay, that's good.
But you can feel something papery at the bottom, like underneath all of it. So there's something hidden past all of coin, or past the coins, past the potions. And with a little bit of digging, you manage to grab a little bit of this and pull out what looks like a map. You can see on the map. Do you want to take some time to look at it, or?
Yes.
I don't have a specific image for it, but what you can see is the markings of Phandelver. It looks a lot like the map you've already got. I guess it's got some of the same sort of markings. You can see Phandelver. You can see where Cragmore Castle is. You can see Thunder Tree to the north. But just to the east, not even too far from Phandelver, to the east of Phandelver is an X. With the words Wave Echo Cave written across it. And there's just a small red dotted line drawing a path from Phandelver to the Wave Echo Cave.
She just mutters to herself. So this is what Gundren died for. She is just lost in thought.
Cool. Is there anything Sig wanted to do?
I'm going to be showing it to the others as well.
Yeah, cool. So you guys have all seen this map. American hands it out and you all move, except for the Baron who is still working on Gundren. Take a look at this map.
All right, Sig stands up from pulverizing the doppelganger and walks over to check to see how Duran's doing, and as he does so, looks through the door.
Cool. I'm just going to get rid of...
Oh, and can we give one of those potions to Duran?
Yeah, by all means. All right. There's just an empty room where the wall to the north has been completely shattered, and you can see the outside and some trees and a dead goblin laying. Sig instantly recognizes him as the one that he's just ultra slammed with his hammer. In the religious robes.
Sig nods a little bit as he sees the corpse and peers his head around to see if he can see the wolf that ran away.
Nah, the wolf's nowhere to be seen.
Sig stands back in the middle of the room. It seems this place is safe for now. Is there any information we want from this one before we end him? He says to the group.
Are you saying that out loud? Like
out loud.
For everyone to hear?
For everyone to hear in the group.
It's also loud enough for the bugbear to hear. And he starts fighting against the ropes as well. He's like, come on, you've got what you came for.
So
no, we don't.
I did promise him that he'd be okay if he behaved. And he has been more than compliant.
I promise you can keep Mr. Loris, but not I.
I'm with Sig.
Sig, do you have a point of inspiration at all?
Mr. Hunster gave me one, and it was sweet. Thank you, Hunster.
Okay, cool.
I never DM one.
All right.
I'm sure it's stack.
Yeah, because I like that. I like that.
American calls out, I think we should show him the exact same amount of mercy he showed to Gundren.
Sig turns to Merkin and nods.
Yeah, Byron gives a little thumbs up to that.
Sig approaches Mr. Loris and uses his body language to determine if Mr. Loris wants to move away or stay where he is.
Sorry, carry on.
I was going to say, the moment you start moving forward, King Grol tries to fight back against the ropes. And he has not succeeded this time.
So as Sig approaches, I'm just going to say, if anyone's going to break my promise, it'll be me. I'm not. my promise, I'm going to break it, all right?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to let... No, my promise, I get to break my own rules.
Yeah, I got it.
If anyone's going to break my promise, it'll be me.
I've guaranteed his life. I said it's okay. I'm not going to let Sig come in and steal my thunder here. I said I'd save him. It's up to me to let. I'm basically saying I have control over this guy's life. I've given him this life. It's up to me to take it away.
Sig turns to Bill.
You can look as confused as you like. The more confused you are, the better.
Out of character, I love the idea of a 2-player combo coup de grace where like Loris decapitates and Sig crushes the head simultaneously.
Oh, I thought American would be getting in there. Just out of character, I'm saying.
And shoot it out the arrow slit here.
Shoot it out the arrow slit. Jesus.
Yeah,
That's what happened. That's what happened to the owlbear.
Hey, what? It all works, right?
All right, so what are we doing?
So Sig has approached to end this character's life, and Loris has stood in his way. Is this correct?
Well, I was less than happy about it, but I'm just like, no, look, let me do it because I've promised him his life. I feel it's up to me then to finish it, to end his life. It's just call it some bizarre code of honor that I feel I should have.
Breaking your own promises is your code of honor.
Hey, if anyone's going to break Loris's promise, it'll be Loris.
Exactly. Exactly. You get it. Totally.
I really don't, but that's fine. I don't have
I'm going
to.
to break your
I get
promise.
it.
That's actually a metaphor
All
for
right.
his brain.
All right. So what's happening?
Sig's trying to assess everyone's thoughts on the matter. He's
So
got
while
this confusing answer. He looks to Mr. Bill.
so while Sig's looking around, I'm literally just going to grab my axe and
Wait, is there any more questions just before, like, the initial question was, do we have any questions before we kill him?
Sig was going to kill him, but I'm just like, no, wait. I will.
You have to do
I
it.
feel like
He has to be in a hurry.
He's not going to be receptive to questions now. Like,
Well, he'll definitely be packing himself now.
Yeah, so to make it clear, Sig was asking the group if there was questions.
Yeah.
That's fine. And I've said, look, if you're going
What is
Show
it?
now.
Everyone is talking over each other.
yeah.
Let's go to the next in the turn order to help clear this up. Bill.
Okay, so you've asked for questions, but you've said it loud enough for him to hear that you're about to kill him.
And he started struggling
Is that
against the
correct?
rope.
And he started struggling. I think my primary concern is with this very damaged Duran, to be honest. So I'm just going to spend some time concentrating, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on him,
Okay.
kind of allowing the rest of what's going on to happen.
Cool.
He heals for 5.
Okay, cool. All right, when we get back to Duran, we'll let you know what happens there. I'm still going to give you a chance to answer Sig while you're healing. Is there any information you want to get out of Grol?
If we can learn a bit more about that spider guy, that'd probably be good.
Cool. Mirakan, is there anything you want to get out of the Grol, the Grolster?
Big jar.
As much as we can, as much as he will give, but do not know.
Yeah, I think we're at a point where this is not aimed at you, Mirakan, this is aimed at everyone. I think we're going to need some specifics if you can ask this guy any questions.
Where does Nesnar live? And what does he look like?
Okay.
He or she?
So are you asking this out loud to,
Yeah.
or are you responding to Sig? Are you telling Sig this is one of the questions you want to hear, or are you aiming this towards the bugbear?
Yeah, to Sig.
Okay, cool. Loris, is there any questions that you want the bugbear to answer?
Not really. I think he's answered. Like, he's given us the map. That's cool. That's all I was really interested in was the map. Gundren's dead. That's a shame. But no. I think I've got everything I want. I mean, my initial thought was, hey, you've helped me. I want to look after you. But
yeah. All right, Sig.
All right, so after addressing the group in Hearing their concerns, Sig points his hammer towards King Grol, using the intimidationary presence he generated in the last 6 seconds. Speak now.
You're gonna have to.
All you know about the Black Spider.
Yeah. What do you want to know? Because he's already told you some information, so you need to ask him some serious questions. He's already shown he's going to be quite compliant.
Where can we find this Black Spider?
Put the hammer down. I'll tell you everything you need. I need to know that I'm leaving here when you've got what you need.
You'll leave.
I am in the position that dictates the terms. You are in the position that answers my questions. And Sig gets out his little journal, puts down his shield. And he writes down Black Spider, location.
Give me an intimidation roll with advantage, please.
Certainly.
It's the book that did it for me. It's just like that nonchalant,
Intimidation.
like I know where I am right now.
Bureaucratic.
Yeah.
I do have a sweet -1 modifier for this. I get a 9.
And one.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Pretty good.
Okay. I'm glad it wasn't with disadvantage. You guys want to get information out of people, but your rolls are so bad.
You know, you can just wave rolls if you want. Like, you don't even ask us.
Yeah, you're actually
rolls.
the DM though.
You decided they would give the information freely.
Yeah. He sees you put the shield down and pull out the book. And I think because he's trying for his life here. He says, Fine. If you want to know where Nesnar is, he's where he's been ever since he found that place. He's at the cave.
At Wave Echo Cave.
Yeah, that's the one.
And what is he doing there?
I don't know. I don't have any crystal balls or anything, mate.
You got the sack for it.
And how did you come into his employ?
He sent message. Yeah, it was a bounty. We had to get Gundren, one of the people he was traveling with. We had to get the map, and we had to make sure that no one knew or could get their hands on this map. Nesnar had already taken care of Gundren's brothers. It was just Gundren.
Sig scrolls down the answers of this filthy beast and then looks around to the party. I have all I need. How about you?
I don't think he knows much more than that, to be honest.
I just nod. I have all I need. Well, there's one more thing I need.
Sig looks to Mirakin and he understands what that is. Take it, Mirakin.
Oh, no, that's not what I want. I don't.
Wow.
You gonna do it?
Awkward. I want you to kill him,
Yeah.
not me. I prefer not to get my hands dirty.
Sig looks to Mr. Loris. I know you have that cultural thing with promises, Mr. Loris.
But it made sense to random, okay? He totally got it. Why is he the only one that got
I
it?
got it.
Phil got it. There you go. See?
It's not that great.
Totally simple.
Mr. Loris, I leave it to you.
I feel like you'd get more pleasure out of doing it than I would, but
As soon as Mr. Loris hesitates, Sig walks forward with 2 hands
let him do it.
and brings it down onto the top of King Grol's head.
Yeah, I'm not going to get you to roll. He's prone at your feet. And you bring this down, he's already face down on the ground. And you just crush his head underneath the weight of the hammer, splitting it wide open, killing him instantly.
As Sig pulls back the hammer, he flicks blood up into the air and he says, "For Gundren."
Yeah, King Grol is king no more.
I nod and I say thank you, Sig. You have done the right thing today.
After Sig says for Gundren, I think I just like mumble under my breath, for Gundren.
Yeah, let's all have a moment for Gundren. Although I suppose I'm looking over now and he's just covered in salt and copper coins, which is a bit weird.
I'm just wrapping him up.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
what you
right.
up to over there?
I think there's like this air of solemn serenity as the Baron spends the next few minutes wrapping up this ritual. You guys are all spending the time quite fatigued from this fight. This has been a big moment. There's Duran is got very shallow breathing, propped up against the wall on the side, and there's a peace in this room, although a rather solemn peace. And the time passes, and the Baron wraps up the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
While he's finishing up the ritual, can I loot the bodies?
Oh yeah, love it. The bug.
Solemnly, as long as you do it solemnly.
Yeah.
He's like
I'll
crying.
probably loot the bodies.
Uh,
I mean, I unveiled Bill, right?
yeah.
Bill with more decorum, but
Not from memory, but
Always a street rat, eh, Bill?
I was always very respectful.
I do remember a lot of looting of bodies. You guys
It wasn't me, actually.
wasn't it?
No.
So it looks like what Mirakin found under the bed was the belongings of King Grol. There's not much more on Grol's body other than the up against the wall now is the Morning Star. He also had a shield on him that was near him when he had to put it down to be able to grab, obviously, Gundren. So there's a shield sort of lying on the ground as well. Nothing special to it. The drow or the doppelganger, it had formed the clothing from its skin as well. So what you're seeing now is a shapeless biped, basically, with a crushed-in head. Doesn't really show any specific gender. It's almost like a form of clay, purplish clay in the form of a biped. There's no belongings on it. It didn't even have weapons, if you might remember.
Good.
Perhaps we should go back to Phandelver. What do you guys think?
We have searched the rest of this castle already, eh?
I think we've been everywhere, yeah.
Except for one room.
Yeah, I mean, what we could do is we could, if you guys wanted to, we could sort of skip forward an hour where you have maybe just checked out little random parts of this, the rest of this castle, yeah? If that's what you guys would like to do.
Yeah, I just want to let everyone know. Oh, maybe we could wrap up Gundren in a curtain or something nicely, and I'll just let everyone know that he's basically been preserved. So he's in a state now where he won't decompose, and if it's possible at some time, we could take him to a big city, and maybe we could bring him back to life if we find a big church or something like that. But yeah, he won't rot for 10 days. I can just do this again. And maybe someone can carry him. Maybe we could get like some sort of stately wheelbarrow.
That's a proxy war on if I ever heard one.
Yeah, I mean, you've still got Duran's horses as well, so I don't know if you can...
Surely we could just lay him over one of the horses carefully. Otherwise, I'll carry him if that's necessary.
Sure. And
kind of describes the situation with Gundren. I kind of mentioned maybe Lady Gariel or some of her contacts could help us. She seems godly.
in Phandelver. Yeah. That's the one that we helped out. She gave us the silver comb, is that right? We gave her the information.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, so she's like a priestess.
Yeah.
Person.
Maybe. That would be nice.
So I don't know if she can, but maybe her or her contacts.
She must know someone.
Okay. And just in the meantime, while we're resting, I want to just get out my tools and perform an autopsy on this doppelganger and write notes about it. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, so the insides of this thing, it's almost like cutting into clay. This thing seems to be formless in almost every way. Yeah.
I'll just write notes about whatever interesting, it's interesting to me. So,
yeah, feel free to look them up on whatever to get some information and include those in your notes about their physical nature.
Great.
So what are the plans? Is everyone, if you're going to be searching this castle, just sort of wrapping up what's in here, are you going together? Are you, I can tell you that you can't hear anything else that seems to be in this castle. It seems that surely with the noise that you had made, anything that could have been alerted would have been alerted. So it's pretty safe to just go off and take a look around if you guys wanted to go separately, or if you feel your character doesn't even want to do that, if they would just stay put, feel free to let me know.
I think I'd want to stay near Duran.
Okay.
Like, make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
So if he can't move, I'll hang out with him.
Yeah, he's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. He's not going to get up and walk around this castle. He's quite keen to get out of here when he can.
So if we stay put, this is just basically essentially a short rest. Is that right?
We can, if we want, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I think someone should search the castle.
I'm happy to go for a wander around and see what we can find, because it's only a little bit that we haven't really sort of covered. But yeah, if someone wants to come with, we can go for a wander.
Yeah, I'll go with you. I'll have a look to see if they got any wine or anything.
That's good. That's good motivation. All right, so we'll say that in the next hour. Okay, so Duran and Bill chilling out, just regaining some composure, I guess. Sig, what are you going to be doing for the next hour?
As Sig leaves the rooms, he'll just wave at Mr. Duran, glad that he's alive, and we'll follow Mr. Loris.
Okay.
Around the castle.
Cool. Loris, you're going to be looking around the castle. American, how about you?
She'll just sit solemnly with Duran.
Okay, cool.
And whisper to her spiders.
Yeah, great. And the Baron's going to go with Sig and Loris, or is he going to go in a different direction, or just follow on? Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So over the next hour, you make your way. As you walk out, you see the destruction from the owlbear, and you head south to where the owlbear was located, and you're looking, sort of just taking in everything. The Baron, you notice this used to be a taller building. Obviously, it used to be 2 or 3 stories high, but a lot of it has crumbled down. There's a ledge, maybe about 10 foot up, and you can see a small chest just on the edge of this broken ledge. And Loris, with the help of Loris, you managed to get this chest down and open it up. What you find in it is about 130 gold pieces, a potion of healing, a scroll of silence, and a scroll of revivify.
Ooh.
You guys continue making your way through all the rooms that you've been through previously. Sig gets out his torch to help light the way through some of the darker areas of this castle. You go past where the Grick attacked, where Bill was attacked by the Grick, and you see you go north into where the altar, where the religious cloaked goblin was. There's a door that you hadn't seen before, that off to the west, that you make your way through and into the rooms beyond it. So we'll just reveal all of that. In the first room, there seems to be old casks of salted meats and sacks of rotting grain. There's a bloody suit of chainmail, a heavy crossbow, an unsheathed long sword with the emblem of Neverwinter worked into the hilt. The Baron finds one small cask which is filled with exceptional dwarven brandy.
Dwarven brandy. All right.
Yeah. It looks like there's a decent amount in there. But so you do remember when you first met Sildar that his gear, some chainmail and a sword had been taken from him, that he was left with any sort of defense or offense. And you think maybe this could be Sildar's gear that you've found.
He'll like to do that.
Yeah, so you take that along with you and make your way into the room, the only other room that you haven't ventured into before. And there's a bunch of beds in this room, not beards, Dave, just to make sure there's no confusion.
Just making sure.
So there's just 4 beds that you think may have belonged. They're much bigger than what a goblin would need. So you're thinking maybe these belong to the hobgoblins that you saw at the start of this venturing into Cragmore Castle. There's weapons everywhere. There's long swords, there's spears, there's morning stars, some great swords, and a quarterstaff which has been stylized with some feathers. And yeah, it's basically what the hobgoblins maybe would use if they were ever under attack. I don't know if there's anything in that room that you'd want to take, but in general, that's all that there's sort of left over in this castle, along with a lot of dead bodies.
Do you all want me to take down the dollar bills?
Yes, please.
Could you just run through the gold parts again? Not like all the gear and stuff, but
Gold pieces in the chest.
What was that? Sorry, Dave?
100 gold pieces.
There was 130 gold pieces in the chest. 3 potions.
Yeah.
The scroll of revivify and a scroll of silence.
Yeah.
Wait,
Nice.
is this in the sack or in something else?
That was in the chest. That was.
In the chest that we found it. In the sack, there was 100 gold pieces. 2.
Hold on. Is that going into the kitty, or is that you've got that right, American?
I'll just give it to everyone.
Okay, so we go to 700, and you use one of them on Duran.
Well, I didn't actually roll for it, so did I? I don't know. And then you gave heal wounds, so maybe I didn't even roll for it, so kind of didn't give it to him, did I? It's up to you. You can say like I just gave it to him for an undisclosed amount, or I could roll for it now.
We can just say how much is it? It's normally 2d4 plus 2. Is that right?
Yeah.
So we'll give him 8.
Okay, so then there's 2 potions left.
Cool.
Okay, so 3 from the chest, 2 from that, and there's a scroll of revivify,
Mm-hmm. And a scroll of
scroll
silence.
something else.
Silence.
Okay, anything else?
Sildar's gear.
1 times Sildar's gear.
Yeah, might as well put it that way. It was a long sword with a Neverwinter emblem on it.
And bloodied chainmail.
And a suit of chainmail.
Giant shoulder pads like Sildar has in this picture. They're enormous.
Those are his
Is that-
natural shoulders.
That long sword with the symbol of Neverwinter.
Yeah.
Is that part of Sildar's gear?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Cool. And so you've kind of seen all of Cragmore Castle, which is great, because what that means is that we've kind of hit the end of Act 3.
Yay!
So what we could do, if you wanted to end it here, we could totally do that. We could end with you guys getting onto the horses and making your way back to Phandelver. How does that sound? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, and that's us. That's us for the night. That was awesome. That was really cool. How did we all find this session in comparison to the last one? Did we find a less pain or anguish this time?
Less stressful, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It did seem like we were going to die at some point. Oh, sorry, Sig.
I think we got through the rounds quickly. Like, round 1, do this. Round 2, do that. You know, we got through a lot of rounds, which was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool.
Sorry, Baron.
I was just saying that at one point I was worried that we were going to die because all the rolls were screwing us over. Like we're just getting missing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty full on.
And then Duran got taken out in 2 hits.
That was a bit worrying.
Even I wasn't expecting that one. That was full on.
I think the pace improved because we kind of had an idea as to what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
But we had an idea, so we all kind of worked towards that end to a point. So we weren't sort of pulling in different directions. And I know I'm the primary cause of that a lot of the time. But
yeah, no, it definitely felt like there was a bit of teamwork and a sort of set goal in mind for this one, which is really cool. I just wanted to just interrupt and say we have 250 followers, which is really cool. So thanks to everyone for giving us a follow tonight, which is seriously cool. And we even got like a nice little subscription from Just Out of Breach. So thanks for subscribing, Just Out of Breach. You get that.
Oh my god!
Although probably not from Dave or Shannon. It's free. It doesn't. There we go. There we go. That'll work.
get a half
Dolphin dive.
But yeah, I really I enjoyed
Jiglo
that.
also gave me bits.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
I think 250.
I didn't
Am I
see
lying?
any.
Am I lying?
Yeah, I don't see any bits.
Jiglo 250. J-Skills 250.
No, even she's saying she did. I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, 250.
Followers, I think she's talking about.
Followers. Okay.
Yeah.
on a claim. Look at that. Hey?
Yeah. But yeah, it was good. I think what I've liked about this is that Billy Goblin hasn't interrupted any serious moments.
Thank you for the restraint.
The bed, and there is Billy Goblin.
Yeah. You hear something drop underneath the bed. It's Billy. But yeah. So you guys, just so you know, this is you've done Act 3. There are only 4 acts to this campaign.
So how long did it take us to do one act? Like,
I believe
5 weeks.
I believe when you dropped Glassstaff off with Duran was the point where Act 3 began.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Act 4 will be smaller.
Oh man.
Because it's just
Because it's the number 4.
This is the number 4. This is the pinnacle. Like, you guys have everything you now need to get to the Wave Echo Cave. Actually, I think I've done this. Let's have a look. It's going to put you guys.
Will we have it done in 2 weeks?
2 weeks?
Yes, definitely.
I don't know about 2 weeks. I don't think 2 weeks. Maybe.
Your laptop on holiday, Dave. It's fine.
I'm just gonna put you guys on the.
I could take my laptop and jump online from some point in China. I'm not sure what the time zone difference is, but you know.
Are you in China?
Yeah, I'm going to Shanghai and Beijing for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Cool.
The Chinese internet doesn't let you get on Roll20.
I was gonna say you're gonna have some real problems with that. I'm just
don't mention Winnie the Pooh either.
Yeah, they don't like that.
Don't do it. Not even joking.
What's Chinese for Winnie the Pooh?
Oh, they've banned Winnie the Pooh in China because people were saying that the premier or whatever his name is looks like Winnie the Pooh. They were doing a meme, and they shut it down, and like people are getting, they crack down on it hard.
That's amazing.
It's like an old meme where like it's got Winnie the Pooh. I mean, it's got the premier. What is it? He's not a president, is he? I'm trying to. And then it had Obama.
Chairman or something.
Yeah. Is it Chairman? And they're walking next to Obama, and someone put a picture of Eeyore, looks like Obama, and Winnie the Pooh, that looks like the leader of China. Wow. And since then, it's become like a dissenting meme.
Yeah. If you guys take a look at the Roll20, I've just shown you where Wave Echo Cave is. Basically, what the map has shown. So there's a path leading south out of Phandelver, around some of the surrounding mountains, and off to the east towards X marks the spot. The Wave Echo Cave.
Everywhere but there.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And Sig wonders if we're on that level.
Well, you're level 4. Just 4. You've
not
only been
happening.
4 for like a session, right? 2
Yeah.
sessions.
That's
Greedy.
That's all I need is a session of level 4. I want 5.
Sig would just like to point out his sweet new scar.
Oh, whoa.
What happens there?
My helmet's just really tight.
Oh god.
Session, it just presses into my head.
That's me.
Damn.
So your head got bigger with level 4, and you just grow into a big gun?
He's got a level 4 sized head now. It's perfect.
Can I ask you a question, Reagan?
Sure.
So, like, do we get a taste of 5 before we finish? Is that
So I'll
Not that we would
tell you something. Act 4 says, like, in the overview for Act 4, it specifically says, like, by the time they reach here, they should have just hit level 4.
Ah.
So I gave you level 4 a little early. Like, theoretically, you should have finished this fight and then been like, level 4. But I gave it to you before Cragmore because I wanted to ramp up Cragmore Castle.
Oh, is it a bit more intense than what it was?
Just a little more.
I've used all my spell slots and I'm pretty frugal.
Yeah.
that last heal on what's his name? Duran was my the last heal on Duran was my last spell slot.
Yeah. So no, I don't know what I'm going to do with level 5 because I kind of want you guys to have a little taste of it, but I don't know.
Just a little bit. Just
Yeah.
just a little. Maybe like before the final fight or whatever. And just bump up how hard the final fight is.
They should be level 6 for the final fight.
Yeah, coming up against level 20 Nesna, the Black Spider. So
Yeah, then we become level 7 at the end.
I'll have a think about how I'm going to do it. I'm not even remotely close to giving it to you for next session. That's for sure.
Your problem is like you're entertaining the thought of spoiling us, and you shouldn't.
No, because trust me,
Why should we get levels just because we ask?
No, exactly. Plus,
Precisely.
if I did level
Why
you,
did you have to spend extra time rebalancing the encounters just because we're like, sure, would be nice to have an extra number next to my name?
yeah. I mean, you guys have still got like. Surely there must be some stuff you haven't touched on with your current levels, right? Surely. No.
I'm surprised I got to use Gentle Repose and stuff.
Yeah, that was cool. I really liked John. You're one of like was it dissenting whispers?
Dissonant whispers.
Dissonant whispers. That was cool. I really liked that. Because I instantly thought of the Nothic. And how it did it to you. It's almost like Bill was like, this one seems cool. I'll take that as well.
Yeah.
That was nice.
He's ever the chameleon.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I know, Reese, you've probably got to get going, and I really got to get a good night's sleep because I am flipping tired. I just want to say thanks again to everybody who is here to watch us tonight. Thanks so much if you're subscribing, it's so awesome. We really appreciate it. It was cool to be able to give away some stuff tonight. So Random Origins will get in touch and we'll talk about the dice set and the t-shirt. And then we'll follow up with the other guy. I can't remember who it is now, but I'll look through my notes and see what it is. The Crow Show, I think it was. Get in touch with him and see if we can get him a shirt as well. But yeah, if you like what we do, give us a follow. If you really like what we do, give us a subscribe like someone else has just done, or just out of Breach has done a few minutes ago. Or come and chat to us in the Discord, which we're in there pretty much every day. So come say hi. We like talking about D&D stuff, about what happened tonight and our campaign. We also like hearing about what you're doing with D&D, or if you're even learning about D&D. Like, if this is your first taste of it, like, come and talk to us. It's awesome. This is like, this is Joe's first taste of it as well, which is awesome. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back same time next week to see how Act 4 goes. So thank you so much for watching. The rest of us might I know Reese probably might have to go, but we might talk for a little bit more. No, you're good. All right.
Oh, you can't overdo the dance, by the way.
Oh, God.
I was storing it
Come
up.
up with your own.
Yeah.
Wow.
What did you guys think of?
We also have this, the power of 4.
Oh, yeah.
What are we gonna do with 5? You can't.
Got to put an extra thing in there.
Yeah, gross.
Oh, no.
We'll do it.
The 5. What do you guys think of the doppelganger?
Oh, whoa.
That was 1 minute with 1 minute 6 smashing a drow, then
How do you
fucking
yes.
Oh, whoa, you put it upside down. What about? Oh, sorry.
Oh, wrong way. That way.
Oh yes.
Remember that thing?
It's been like so long since I've done that. My God. And there's this
Oh,
classic.
Oh, the old classic.
It's my new character.
That would be. I don't know what level that would be, but I think that needs to be a
It's
level.
level 99, man.
Man.
This is a snake.
Level 10, obviously.
I like that one.
Oh.
What? What do you do with your hand?
What?
Gonna give me
What?
night terrors now.
That's not okay.
Okay, I got one more. I got one more that I always like doing
Have you not seen that?
to freak people out because I'm not even going to show you how this is done, but this is.
Okay.
Whoa! What the hell?
Yeah, that's not real. That's why.
That's not. What's that? That's.
Oh.
He did that so fast, though.
Huh? Let me see both hands at once.
Okay, sorry. I'll put it back. I'll put it. What you think of somehow just like throwing my thumb over to the other hand?
Yeah,
All right,
just
so
done
there's-
that.
So there's this.
Oh.
Oh, how many hands have you got?
That's not right. Where's the green screen?
That's
you're
just it's just a little treat
What's
for
this
anyone
then?
who's still around. Yeah. I used to be able to do it. I can't anymore.
That's stupid.
hiding?
Anyway, what did you guys think about the doppelganger? I didn't hear anything.
That was
Oh,
freaky.
Yeah.
Like just the fact that it was a drow getting smashed in the face, and then it just morphs back into this thing. It's like, what?
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing as that drow. That was awesome. It was cool. Just this violent, not wanting to give up kind of entity. Yeah. Plus, Duran threw her out of the room for you guys.
I'm still surprised Duran managed to do that. Like the fact that she knocked him down in 2 punches. I just don't understand how he.
I'm
managed
not surprised at all. It's you that just can't fathom things.
And all the times he's not really once shown any prowess.
Not true. I don't want to get into this.
Yeah, it's Dave. You might think that's true, but literally no one else does.
I know,
think that's
but-
Yeah, you started like ragging on him immediately for being a hero. He was helping us, and you're like,
I
that
know,
shit
it's
just
like-
ran into that room.
Wow.
And he didn't run into the room. He got pulled into the room.
We got pulled into the room. I know. I get that.
Loser.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
my
Had
boy.
he not looked in the room and actually focused on the battle at hand, he wouldn't
Dave,
have been picked in.
He was a loser if he got pulled into the room. He would have been a loser if he just walked into the room. You would have hated him if he'd attacked something and just rolled badly.
No,
It would have been a loser if he didn't go in the room.
And
no,
then,
no, no,
and then when he
stop
does
it.
something that helps the crew
No.
out, you're like,
no,
he couldn't
not at
do
all.
that.
Not at all.
There's no way he could do
He's
that.
not.
That's not the man I know.
Not at all.
Yeah.
He must be a
Not-
doppelganger too. Let's kill him.
Honestly, what I was originally thinking of was that he would get pulled into the room and then Duran would come out, but it wouldn't be. But it wouldn't be Duran. It would be the doppelganger. That was my original, and I thought that's too not in the situation you guys are in. You guys don't need that. You guys don't need that.
Oh, that would have been hilarious because then
It's,
Duran would have attacked us. Duran would have died, and just all shit would
No,
have
no,
gone.
no.
yeah. As cool as talking about Run is,
all.
if you guys look at the loading screen which says Last Minded Phandelver, every week I've been turning my character upside down slightly.
Yeah. Did you notice I put it the right way up?
I also noticed that Bill has joined suit as well, which is
Oh,
pretty
wow.
cool. I used to spin him around like real time, but it seems like Roll20 only updates every now and then. So that's just a little Easter egg for you all.
I think it only updates when you let go.
Yeah, agreed. But I used to try and see how many times I could get around, and then I was watching Twitch and like, oh, all of that time didn't help.
You thought it was like super spinning.
Yeah, I thought it was super spinning,
Oh.
and it's been like probably 7 weeks now.
Nice.
So I figured this was the big unveiling. So good work, everyone who's still listening. Yeah, because they're like, oh, that Sid guy, he's hanging around a little bit longer than usual. I wonder if there's a Easter egg spoiler. Well, there was, and that was it. So
I do like
thanks for
that.
watching.
I do like that the Baron is currently hanging from the roof like a bat
Yeah, I can spin
Necromancer.
in real time.
in real time. I just thought of something terrible. Well, okay.
Oh, we should do tiny people again
Oh,
next week. That would be cool.
Anything that funny. That cracked me up so much.
Yeah, I need to, when this campaign is over, just try and cut together a bunch of little bloopers and stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's been some good moments of just people doing stupid shit, which is always good.
All right. So we finished an arc. Well, no, what it's called?
An act. You finished Act 3, which is pretty cool.
We're off to Phandelver.
Phandelver.
Echo wave cave wave.
Yeah. Echo wave.
Hunster's saying we should all just have tiny people and everyone has to use high-pitched voices for an entire stream.
Yes.
Can we just get helium balloons and sit there and suck on them and do voices that way? That would be cool.
There we go. There we go.
Run the country.
Tiny Graveling is angry all the time, but he's so tiny. He's angry.
I can't see over my line.
What's going on? I need to kill goblins, but I'm angry. I'm too small, but I'm still angry.
That bed is tiny.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you, like I said, next week. Next week, same time. Thanks for watching, everybody.